In
Ready
three.
to tell.
Oh,
Hey.
wait.
Whoa.
Yay!
All right.
It worked.
Whoa. Share that stuff.
Okay, let's celebrate.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Thank you and good evening.
Oh, well, we're not allowed to go live till 9 o'clock. It's 8:58.
Jay,
So-
you gotta share that shit. You know?
Uh-oh. Mute your phone.
Don't tell me how to live.
Did you wash your hands after you peed?
No. Thank God. No, I was taught not to piss on my hands.
My face app didn't change anything.
Oh yeah, he really does look like. I confused him for one of his assistants.
He's got that Herbert West vibe going on,
I
man.
really do.
Why did he do this to himself, Jeff? Who's that? That's Dan Shilkowski. Who the fuck's that? I don't know who it is, but he rocked the racing striped mustache at Ethan's game, and it worked just fine. They won 13-5. I have no idea what that even means. Me either. I'm lost. The perfectly organic prolapse. That's what the last episode was. Yeah. Correct. All right, it's on the Facebook page. You see.
Here, try different.
Oh, I just was getting a feel for the grip. Oh, yeah,
That's what she said.
Yeah, it's a concealed carry gun. Not that you can't conceal any gun, but
What's this in the back here? Safety or what?
it's set up like a 1911. That's a that's your palm safety. It has two safeties. The second one's on the trigger.
It's got a grip safety, Sean.
Yeah.
Share that. Wow.
That's
Yeah,
right.
nice.
Whoa! This looks horrifying. This is why I never get on Facebook.
Yeah, well, Kevin never touched.
Oh, was it Kevin Siegel?
Some guy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just horrifying.
Oh, there it
shit.
is. When's the night?
Just straight up horrifying.
Look,
shit.
at this point, you need to use Facebook as a functional thing, not as on any social level.
Oh God.
Share.
It's absolutely horrifying. This is terrible. It's horrifying. Oh, eso so nasty. Okay. Mikey's probably all sleeping. Probably. All right. Don't die this time. Could you do not do that for me? You have no idea how hard it was to edit that break together.
Oh, really?
Because, like, when I said, okay, and go, he got it the first time, but then the second time, he was just like, okay, well, Dungeons and Daddy, did it again, so then I'm trying to, like, because then you were like, and so I'm trying to edit out the, and edit him going at the same time, so it's going, and I'm like, it took me an hour's worth of lunch break to sit there and try to get this one little section just to any kind of coherent set thought to be put together. So there's probably like a
You should have just said the hell with it and just had a, audio gap there. Either a large pause or a quick.
We good?
I'm good.
I just shared.
Good. I shared.
I'm about to go airplane setting. Mikey, is Mike there? What's your song? Text me. Is Mike on there? Yeah, he was there for a minute. In the parking lot. He said just stopping in to say hi, miss you fellas. Have a good show. Back to bed. Aw, Mikey. Okay, ready? His song is Back to Bed, miss you fellas.
Oh, yeah.
Snap them on in.
Show notes. Where'd the show notes go?
We don't have them. I sent them.
I know. I can't find them.
But mine traveled in time.
Teleportation.
Is
it time?
Yeah. Ready? What's going on, everyone? It's Jay from the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee here with another episode. Guys, taking my podcast and going home. Not really. Anyway, hi. It's another week, and we're back. Wow, that was a terrible opening.
Yeah,
Do it
right?
again.
Yeah,
Just do it again.
just
Ready?
Right now?
Wait,
Wait.
ready?
What's going on, everyone? It's Jay from the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee here with another episode. This week, before we get started, let's present the committee just as always. Is that better?
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep going.
Okay, great. To my left is my left state there. Is
He knew his directions earlier.
yeah, contributor,
Military left.
co-host, military informant, stunt double for Antonio
Area
Banderas,
51.
Cheap China Al, Vitamin Al, the Reverend Al Scarden.
Greetings, salutations.
To my right is co-host, co-founder, the Red Warlock, the Modal Master, the Master of Modes, the Pi a la Mode.
Whoa!
I
Some
don't
good
know.
improv.
What was a
right?
good one
Yeah,
last
yeah.
week? You had a
Yeah.
really good one last week.
The senpai of hentai.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Notice me, senpai. John J. Feathers.
Hello and good evening.
And with us this evening, returning guest. I think he's been
Special
here
guest.
more than anyone else before.
He has.
Oh, it's so nice to hear.
He used to be special, but now he's just a guest because
Well,
he's been here so much.
Right.
okay.
The Punisher.
Honeymoon phase over, baby.
The Punisher, Dane Lamont.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, Jay.
Woo! Okay, now what?
Now you go to the
guns.
next part.
Oh,
On
the thing?
Next part on the thing. Present.
Whiskey.
You're going to give me a present of arms.
Oh,
There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's present arms. This week, I tried to be cool and get back in the club like everyone else last
that
week.
was
but
last week.
everyone else brought different guns this week.
The most
Jerks.
exclusive club.
The
on
most
Facebook.
exclusive club on Facebook is the Browning High Power Club, which you can
Wednesday
access
Night
through the
Whiskey
Wednesday
High-
Night Whiskey Committee.
Yes.
But you better be on our blog. Anywho,
And you
I
better
am presenting the
present
Mark.
proof of a high power.
Yeah, the Mark II.
Practical.
Practical, and as you can see, it is empty.
Clear. Yeah.
Clear,
Okay,
empty,
dudes.
nothing.
Jay looked down the barrel before the show. He confirmed it.
That's right.
Empty.
He pulled an Al Gore.
And this week, I did not bring the Browning as to much.
Boo!
Yeah, I know. But I brought the tried and true, the Springfield XDS and 45 ACP, and
Yeah,
it is also
Cleared.
cleared
empty.
and clean.
It's also not a Browning high power.
No, it isn't. But
It's
it's
all right.
it's
It's all right.
it is what it's in the safe. The Browning is in the safe.
Yeah. Hey, Jay.
They're side by
Hi.
side.
You know what I brought this week?
What'd you bring?
I brought.
No.
I did. It's
No, you
for-
didn't.
I
What'd you
did.
bring?
I did. I myself brought a Browning high power Mark III Classic.
I happen to have one of those.
And
It's
as
safe.
you can see,
It's not here, is it, Alex?
No, it isn't.
but mine is clear
And clean.
and clean and clean.
Let's see. And I got this nice hand-me-down that I assume is mine now.
Oh yes, all gifts
it's a
are
nice
non.
size.
Yes.
Glock 17 that Jason handed me. I'm very happy to have it.
It's clear.
Yes, it is. Yes, that's what I did.
We cleared it.
Yeah.
You sure did.
Yeah.
It's empty. We swear.
We swear.
There's never any bullets in here.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Hollywood
clear.
magic.
There's the.
Right here they are.
It's not even a real gun.
Actually, we gave him an airsoft.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. This really.
That's
did
why the
look like
grip
I
is
was
so
getting ready
right.
to roll.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I don't.
You just
hit
had to hold it
guns that
sideways. You had to,
often.
yeah.
Anyway,
That's all.
I'm so sorry.
That show's over.
Yeah.
Good night. Anyway,
Oh, I brought fudge. Anybody want some fudge?
Oh, we got to tell you.
did you
Oh,
pack
by the-
it?
No.
Whoa.
It's the wife made it. Come on.
This stuff is tremendous. I only wish we could share this with the listeners /
I don't.
Yeah, screw you.
It's our
Right?
fudge.
Yeah.
All right. Next, for the media in the minutes, like I literally have zero. Nothing has happened this week except I do want to read at Mikey's request, he got on our Facebook page a few days ago and gave everybody the official update. And he wanted us to read this for you guys just so you are still in the loop. And I will start here. Hey everyone, it's Michael from the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee. Just wanted to pop in and give everybody an update on my surgery. First of all, thank you for all the well wishes and thoughts coming my way. None of them were wasted and all were appreciated. Doc said he's optimistic on the results. This was a revision surgery from the one they did in December, which means the results are more finicky. The timetable for recovery is a bit longer, though, seeing as I never fully recovered from the last one, so any recovery will be welcomed at this point. So far, there has been a decent amount of pain, but I'm just trying to take it easy, do what the doctors and physical therapists say, and hopefully before too long, I'll be back on my feet. Thanks again, everyone. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will certainly have time to answer them. LOL, Michael. We love you, buddy.
We do, and we'd like to all wish you a very happy, safe, and speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, very cool. Other than that, I'm done.
We're good with all that.
I'm here for.
I don't think we need to remedia.
Oh yeah, the social medias. We have a bunch of those. Go find them.
Yes.
The one I will talk about though is if you get on your laptop, your smartphone, whatever, and you're feeling generous. Go to www.patreon.com/Wednesday Night Whiskey, and you will find us there. And please donate your hard-earned money to us schmucks who put on this show as often as we possibly can. Every time we post an episode, your donation will post, and we use it to buy awesome things like hosting fees and business cards and
hosting
fees. We honestly
and storage.
Right hand have not bought any liquor with anything yet.
No,
we have not.
That's a stretch goal right there.
Yeah, that's the truth.
We have been provided liquor.
Yes,
but we haven't.
That was yes.
Yeah, but as far as like the actual Patreon donations go, no, we have not bought anything except promotional.
Hosting fees.
Hosting fees. That's a big shot in the pocket every year. But so we are very thankful for all of our patrons who we will mention here as soon as we get some whiskey in our glasses. So before
speaking of whiskey in our
glasses. Speaking of whiskey, before we get into our boy, it's like going home and putting on a warm sweater after a hard day of shoveling snow.
That's just because the AC's.
I generally put the sweater on before I go out and shovel this.
I don't. I do it naked. That's not true. I don't even do it.
That's true.
You just get naked.
Yeah, just get naked. We do have a returning guest to the show as far as the whiskey goes. We do have Dad's hat this evening. However, we got
something
special,
a little something.
See, that's why he's a special guest. He is something special.
He's always special.
Yeah.
So last time we used a bunch of air quotes and things. Are we still doing that? Is that a thing that we need to do still?
I like doing it.
Okay. So last time Dane was here, he brought us
non-alcoholic.
Yeah, he brought us non-alcoholic.
As time passes, I care less and less about come and get me.
Okay, yeah. Use your face. Use your face app.
Come and get me.
That's it.
Yeah. Use your face app and look us up. Use your Russian spy intelligence.
No, never mind. As I say, he did.
He did.
No, he didn't.
No, I totally didn't. Anyway, Dane's brought whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dane probably be the best one to give the history on this.
I think he should.
Yeah. Well, yeah. History's not too long. This is vintage 2019, and it's called Tony.
That is the best label I've ever seen.
Yeah, of course. It's the classic, either made by a schizophrenic man or my father.
Time out. No time outs in baseball.
Yeah.
Did you look at this yet?
Get it?
No.
Anyway.
We gotta have Al put this in the camera.
Do you?
That's the best label I've ever seen. You'll get it. You'll get a turn.
Oh God.
Here, let me see again.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you read the fine print at the bottom? Oh God!
I had kind of a hand in the design of this because my dad gave me a call and said, "Listen, I need you. Do you know how to use Google image search?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he goes, "All right, I need to find you a picture of a woman like deep throating corn on the cob." And I'm like, "Is this a joke? What do you mean? What do you mean?" And
Get a little closer.
and it's
There
like
you
it's
go.
very important for the design. Let me tell you.
Jeremy got on here and he said the Patreon's updated. He must want mention this
There you go. One episode to make that happen. And let me tell you something about Google image search when you just like,
I'm
woman
sure
suck top, like by page 2, it's just Pornhub links. It's just Pornhub
No,
previews.
we're Americans. We have corn on the cob. That's
Yeah.
actual vegetables.
Yeah.
Oh God,
That is pretty
that's
good.
fantastic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
But this is actually like a pretty baseline thing. And well, my father was very honored by what he had to say about his Christmas. This was really like
we were pretty
uncharted.
honored to have it.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Like I had him listen to you guys' clips. It's like, oh, they're too kind. And I'm like, no, they really
No.
meant it.
Yeah.
And the thing was that corn liquor's been kind of an interesting thing because I've had it and I think it's good, but like I can count on one hand and have change left over on how many times I've actually had corn liquor in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't a good judge of that. And I told my father, like, hey, I'm coming on Jason's show, and I'd like to bring that corn liquor if you have any bottles of it. I have one bottle. He got real subconscious, like, but what if they don't like it? And I'm like, well, that's kind of the point. Like, that's how you get feedback. That's how you
Right.
improve it.
Yeah.
Because this is just a baseline of Caro corn syrup, a little bit of sugar, not as much as you thought, because the corn syrup itself had plenty of
Right.
sugar molecules to
So
it.
this is a prototype.
Oh yeah, and it's very baseline, like no barley or anything like that. And I asked my dad, like, is there rye? He's like, no. And we put in some turbo yeast, and that was about it. And it came off like pretty smooth. It is 80 proof and everything like that. But yeah.
Let's check it
Let's
out.
do it.
Okay.
And you gotta do the mic and give it a little.
Oh yeah, sure.
It says for glugness. It's got glugness.
Oh, sorry.
That's yours.
Sorry. Oh,
How's wow.
There we go. We'll try and create some
Yeah.
equanimity here.
We're on the
That's
sheets
good.
So
again.
I thought you guys were doing for some reason.
We're in the sheets again.
I actually thought about this being like I thought you guys could do a side project like ASMR whiskey review podcast. Like, the penis is really smooth here. I'm gonna just do this up and down. No, you're not getting a boner right. No one does this for sex. Jolt satisfaction. You just like the pretty sounds. Freaking Coors Light did an ad with that ASMR BS. I decided, like, I wasn't drinking the beer anyway, but now you made me not even want to look at it. Oh, good times. All right, well, cheers,
So
gentlemen.
first of all, cheers.
Thanks for having me back
cheers.
on.
Cheers to your father.
This has been months since I even had this.
Very subtle nose, which you would expect from someone so young. Al's deep.
Wow.
Al's
Yeah.
deep already.
Wow, for a colorless.
I mean, it's almost approaching a vodka. It's
I was going to say it's like Everclear, but you don't think you're going to die.
Yeah, Everclear.
Yeah.
True. Yes.
It's like
Right.
it's like Everclear without the death.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just joking, but now I'm starting to.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
it's
I
sort of-
mean,
Yeah.
I've only ever had one experience with Everclear.
Mhm.
It was at a biker
Is that a
party.
Patreon store?
No, it was at a
It
biker
can be.
party, and the guy walks up to me, and and he's doing this stuff, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I was like, hey man, because I knew him. Like, you all right? And he's like, fine. You want a sip? And I went, yes. And I took, and I went, I can't smell anything. And he goes, mhm. So I put it up to my lips, and he goes, easy. And I went, all right. So I took this little sip, and like as soon as it touched my lips, I swore that I could have swore like my head caught fire.
Yeah.
And what little bit that I did get in my mouth was enough to just shine me off of everything else from the rest of the night. And he goes, "You want to see a cool trick?"
Oh my.
And then blew the biggest fireball.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, he lit a lighter and blew a big old fireball down here at the Holidaysburg Legion.
It's appropriate.
Yeah,
It is. It is.
biker party. What do you want?
Oh,
But yeah, that was my only experience. And that was kind of like, I'm like, oh boy, here we go again.
Is that the biker? What year was that?
That was a lot. I don't even remember. To be perfectly honest,
I just remember playing.
I was a lot of drunk that night.
A band played a biker festival down there one year that they kicked us out because we were quote unquote too heavy and too loud. I was like, it's a biker party.
Too heavy and too loud.
Yes,
Wow.
that's what they said.
What band?
Black Sun.
Oh well,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man.
get you.
it's good company.
That's very
No,
very
it's
surprising.
Super smooth.
Yeah, I honestly would have. I expected something that just instantly ripped my skin over top of my
No,
head.
it's melts. Yeah.
But this is totally.
It's enjoyable.
It's very sippable.
And I can't believe there's no rye in it. But it
It
I was
almost
just trying to
tastes
think
like it does, though. There's
Yes.
like a little hint
yes,
of it
there's
where
a
you're like,
little hint of,
"Are you
like
sure there's no
spearmint.
rye in here?" And it's
No,
like,
I
"No."
guarantee you.
Yeah.
But no, that's really really interesting.
I will say this one has a longer lasting aftertaste than what my other father's products have been.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've noticed from it.
I don't know what I'm getting.
Not quite a burn, but a little bit of
No,
burn.
not
More of
much,
just
though.
a sensation.
No, it's really smooth.
It really lasts. Yeah.
It's pretty damn enjoyable.
Yes, it is.
Well,
What I would
yeah.
go ahead.
I know. I was just gonna say, like, I was just thinking, like, and I was even telling Dad this, like, we should probably add something to this mix.
I'll tell you what that
Maybe
needs to be.
barley. I don't know. That's why I brought it here for you guys. Sincerely.
A little bit of barley, I think, would add a little bit more body and make it a little more robust. But you know what I really think it needs?
Yeah.
I think it needs some treatment from like some of those oak spirals.
Mhm.
I was thinking that in the
Or-
parking lot.
Or
Sorry.
yeah, I think that's what it needs because it's very smooth already.
Yeah,
But what I think it needs is a little of that woody taste.
yeah, it's missing some wood.
It's missing that. Yeah.
The only thing that I don't.
I mean, you can't lick knobs without wood, right?
No.
The only thing I don't like about it is I don't know what that nose is, but whatever it is, I don't like it. Like I don't like the but once I get it like past it, but in the mouth,
Yeah.
I like it.
It doesn't taste
yeah.
like the nose.
No,
No.
I agree with you. It's almost like something chemical, almost
Well, Does he have any?
diesel. or
Does he have any of them that he bottled in the glass jar, or they're all in the plastic?
Good
Because
question.
I'm
There were
wondering-
like 2 in a glass,
Yeah.
in some glass ones, and then he remembered he had like 80 of these.
Okay.
And burned through them. I understand where you're coming from with that, Al.
It was
but-
just a curiosity thing. Yeah. It's,
yeah.
You thinking maybe like the plastic's
Well,
leaching into it a little bit?
Well, it's only 80 proof, so I'm
I
thinking
doubt
no, but I mean the
It's
Cairo
all- it's
syrup.
got-
I mean,
a
that's
little bit
maybe
of-
that's what I'm smelling is the Cairo.
It's kind of. I think it's like acetone or something. There's a little
Yeah,
bit
there's
of
something-
acetone there.
See, I don't
But
know.
it's
Like when up at Cocho's, when he stuck his finger in the acetone and says, "Here, smell this," I was like, "Oh,
It's not like
that's
that.
not that."
What's not pure acid? What you were getting at Cocho's was like.
Yeah.
I do understand. That's a much better analogy. Or not analogy. It's just acetone or some kind of maybe even like a paint thinner or something.
Well, I mean,
See,
that's
I'm
Esters
not
are
getting that. I
produced.
don't know what it is.
No, I feel like I'm dissing, my dad's own product.
No.
But I understand.
No,
what you're saying
I
about
mean,
the nose.
I'm totally
Yeah.
not. Like
But-
it's
Yeah.
But it
if you
doesn't
do
taste
put it
like
into a
that,
barrel, or maybe one of the staves, yeah, you could possibly have that reduced.
What you really need to do for Christmas is get your dad
some of the Mo
Some,
confusion
some,
spirals.
either that or get him an oak
I just
barrel with
buy
a
mine on
3
eBay.
char.
What are they?
They're $5 a piece. They're
Point them out to me after the show because I will bookmark them because my father is impossible to shop for.
Yeah.
Like I think we all threw in $50 for a golf club, last week or
Yeah.
so. Like that's what we did.
If you could even get one of the casks
Yeah.
with like
That
a
would-
good number 3 char or something
Mhm.
and age it in that, I think you would really see
A
an
huge,
a
yeah.
huge
Yes,
improvement.
yeah.
And it's good to start with.
Yeah.
Right, and like I said, I don't take that as a negative. I mean,
No, that's just the only thing I can think of that might improve
Yeah.
it.
No, because if you look at my father's setup, it's almost like Dexter's Lab. And he did like start up as a chemist or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But he doesn't really do barrels. He doesn't really do oak spirals or
Right.
whatever. I feel like there could be a little bit more of a rustic process to this, or something a little bit more.
Yeah, completion or yeah.
Yeah, like just freaking barrels.
see,
give it a
here's the
shot.
thing.
I'll give you this: is
Yeah.
for a very not unethical,
Totally unethical.
Okay, granted, unorthodox approach
Yeah.
to whiskey making.
Yeah.
This is freaking amazing.
It's freaking amazing.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's almost like for me, like I compare it to some of the vodkas that I tried.
No, it is young.
And I do like yeah,
It is
sure.
young, but I think it's going to stay that way until you mature
Right,
with some
it's-
oak or something.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, because once
That
you
would bring
bottle
a
it, it's done.
maturity
It's
to
not
it.
going to
Oh,
do
yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
That would bring a maturity to it.
Yeah.
That is the only thing that's really lacking.
I mean, I would even split it off into a barrel. You
Yeah.
know? And so, like, as long as we have this, and we go, okay, at least this will, because no one's had problems with this.
No, why
no.
would you? No.
Yeah.
No.
I would.
And I would even for something a bottle of that size. I don't.
Uh-huh.
That's not even a fifth, is it?
no.
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 That's the thing. The
Yeah, this is
glass
a fifth, so
bottles
that's
were
a-
smaller, which is why you only put it in two. You wanted to give people
Okay.
more bang for their buck. So,
So with that, if you get the oak infusion spirals,
Right.
you need a bandsaw because we
Oh
tried it.
yeah, they are.
We've tried it with just about everything. We
Oak.
broke knives.
But it's only
For
a
what?
half-inch thick.
You for a fifth use a whole spiral.
Right. So if
Yeah.
you're doing a
For
fifth,
something like that, you could probably cut that spiral into like thirds or fourths, and put one little bit in each one of those. And I would just sell it with the stave in it.
In it.
well, no, because the stave. Well, I mean,
And
it is
you
80
got to
proof,
tell
it's not
people like,
gonna
hey,
take-
listen, you've got to strain that.
Well, and that's
Al says no.
No bueno.
no bueno.
I would
No
say,
Strano.
I would say bueno. I'd actually just keep it in there until it was time, and then I don't know.
Well, you that you put cheesecloth
Sell
on
it
the
with a
top and that with it.
cheesecloth,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and the way he filters stuff is insane. Because obviously he'll use like this 99.
Well, look at it, super.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah,
he's
there's nothing.
insane. Like whatever they say with like Grey Goose, it's like this is quadruple filtered or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, dude, my dad will put stuff through bed mattresses just to make sure it gets all the particles, or not the bed, the fluff.
Well,
of
then,
it. He will tear
Jeremy,
that off.
Jeremy
Yeah.
says open air and try to oxidation to open it up.
Okay.
Not a bad
Okay.
idea. I like that.
Well,
Yeah.
now if that man says something, you should
Yeah.
probably listen to it.
Yeah.
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 When a strange man wearing a Star Wars shirt in a liquor store gives you your phone number,
I know, right?
You text
you
it. Yeah.
text him.
Take it.
you take it without hesitation and be like,
Yeah.
this dude said he wants us to come to his house.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's opportunity. Not.
Well, then, okay. So having said that,
Yeah.
what you just said, don't leave the stave in it then, or your dad will go insane.
Yes,
Probably.
because well, now that's only 80 proof. It's not going to take out the wood fibers if it was over 100.
It'll definitely though.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, if you
If
yeah,
you
you
still have a swallow left, I'm interested. Drop a little bit of water in it.
Actually, I have just it's like half a mouthful here. I'd like to try that actually. Open it up, whatever. See here.
That's all the more you ever need. Now, am I drinking water? Am I drinking more of that delicious bottle?
Actually, that opened it up a little bit more, like almost.
Oh, yeah.
right off the roof of my mouth there. That's
Mhm.
wow. Kind of fades out a little faster. That makes so much sense.
What are you doing here?
No, I like it without.
Now you gotta drink it.
It's the the spearmint. Well, it is there at the very end, but I like it better without.
Yeah, I do too. It definitely lessens it, but then it lessens it.
Yeah, it's an overall
It
just.
takes away its muchness.
For
Yeah.
me, the experience
It's
is just
muchness.
quickened. It's not.
It lessens it.
the muchness is
it
gone.
definitely lessens it.
It's
It
been the
takes
muchness.
away
its muchness.
The muchness has been transported away.
Are we gonna have to include that in our further reviews of whiskey now? It's muchness.
It's
factor?
muchness?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
it's
price-
got muchness. Yes,
No, it just has
it
it.
has muchness.
Or if
much-
it doesn't have it, it doesn't have much.
It's got lessness.
No,
It's just,
Oh, that's even worse. I mean, you can have less.
that's even worse.
muchness.
That's even worseness.
you can have you can have less muchness, but
Yes.
can you have much lessness?
Well, that's better than less muchness.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know.
I'm about to go into a seizure. It's like when people try and add too many contractions, like wilt or whatever.
I can't
like it.
not.
Bueller.
I like it.
I do like it.
End result, I like it.
Thank
It
you.
tastes very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty enjoyable liquor.
That's
I'm
that's
damn surprised, dude. I mean, to be cooking this up, without crazy. We've been to places that have facilities, and while I don't doubt that you guys got some facilities at the place, to be cooking this up, home brewing this stuff, that is amazing.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does it. It looks like a very casual thing, but he puts a lot of care into it. That's the one
It's
thing I'll say.
obvious. It's
That
obvious.
is obvious
Yeah.
because it doesn't remove the hair from your chest. It doesn't make you.
No, it's.
I mean,
no.
this is damn near a sipping whiskey.
Yeah,
It is a
It
sipping
is.
whiskey.
It's a sipping whiskey.
Yeah. No, I've definitely been on the front porch, catching up on some summer reading, and just had this, and it downright relaxed me. It was almost up there with some sake that I've had in the past.
I could see.
It's
I
kinda
would
weird
love to have.
to say.
It's on my to-do list.
You've
Sake.
never had
I still
sake?
haven't
I've never had sake.
Yeah, I actually have this nice black and gold jug, and it's not a Steelers reference. It's something like hundreds of years older than the Steelers, but it's had some of that with some sushi and Thai food that I was able to put together with some friends last night. Real nice. Like you get some good sake with some nice. I know it sounds real cliche or whatever, but some nice seafood or sushi.
Oh yeah, sure.
You just slide into a nice buzz, not
Yes.
drunkenness.
No.
'Cause that's not really valued in a lot of Japanese culture,
No.
No, but
unless
it
you're
can
a
happen.
salary man going nuts on
It can happen.
Friday night. Yeah, absolutely. But it's not the purpose.
I've-
drinking a lot of sake.
Unintentionally gotten sake'd a few times.
Really?
Yeah, where I'm just thinking like, I'm casually drinking sake, and warm sake.
I was
especially.
casually drinking.
Drinking.
What did we have last week? Wiggle.
Yes.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Wiggle rye,
We
the
got-
organic.
We got
I casually got wiggled.
But Basil Hayden. But
John Falls.
but no, I mean I've been there where I'm just casually drinking some sake. It's warm, it's nice,
Sake.
enjoying it with food. Next thing I know,
Day.
what day is it?
Yeah, wow.
It can happen easily with sake. I think it could happen with this.
Oh yeah, it can definitely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Some cob knobbing.
Well, seriously, guys, thank you for your kind words, and thank you for the most for your feedback. If my dad ever makes more of it, obviously I'm going to tell him like, here's what these guys said, and I'll try and buy him some of those oak spirals as well.
Dude, that would
If he
really
remakes it, I'd definitely like to see you guys get it because I think that'd be pretty cool.
even
Yeah.
if he
Yeah.
doesn't,
Your advice.
even if he doesn't,
Yeah.
you should take a batch or two and just try it as an experiment. I think, you can
Yeah,
add
bottle
those
or two out of
spirals
the batch,
yourself,
right.
Yeah.
I think that would greatly enhance it.
Oh yeah. Well, when it comes to this, I am basically like a CNA. Like just, what do you want? You want me to hold the jug? Okay.
Yeah.
I know how to suck the tube to make the water go.
Yeah.
Like it's real bad,
Siphon whiskey.
Yeah, I could siphon that in gas, whatever you need.
Yeah.
In the apocalypse, I'm great.
Yeah.
But
Wait, there's no electricity in the apocalypse.
Right.
well, solar panels, so
Ah,
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
They'll still be making whiskey in the
Well,
apocalypse.
We got to make sure we pick them up on our way through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's pretty damn tremendous.
it really is. Speaking of
So-
tremendous whiskey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to torque into the daddy's hat.
yeah, I really do.
the daddy's cap.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
kind of
it's
because
cat.
I feel like that's the polar opposite of what we
Have
just
you never
drank.
had dad's hat?
No, but I was reading up on it.
Okay.
No
Pennsylvania
corn, but it's
distillery.
barley and rye, right?
Right.
Oh, whoa, defective.
Ah, damn it.
Oh man,
Oh,
Jay,
wait.
this has happened on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
I have a corkscrew? 'Cause-
Oh no, but
yeah, I'll tell you
I
what.
happen to have a Wednesday night whiskey.
Oh,
You're
nice.
going to destroy this
No.
thing.
Is this going to be a thing where you
Oh
just
my
chip
God.
out a cork?
Ow,
Oh,
you're
no,
my
he's doing it.
hero.
Wow, I'm impressed.
look at this guy.
Dude, you know what that means? That means we got to drink the whole
Yeah, we
bottle.
do.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that means, dude.
I bring a portable for such occasions.
So,
you
what
wanna
I think
take
you're
a-
going to notice here, Dane.
look at my
Yeah.
bunghole.
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
You got a bung?
Oh, you
brought a bung?
do.
I told you, I
He
come
does.
prepared for
You
this
did.
Oh, wow.
exact thing.
Yeah.
Rubber Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to always tell people that when they would ask what I wanted to do in life, I would tell them I wanted to be a bung pounder.
Nice.
And that's the guy that puts the bungs in the kegs. But
I was gonna say that sounds like something a British peasant job would have.
it's
Well,
a bung pounder from Somerset.
It's like me mother, a glum smuggler.
I'm
No,
not
this-
That's the name of the episode, Bung Pounder.
bung smuggler.
Mighty
He's
Mighty
smuggling,
Smuggling bungs.
smuggling bungs.
yeah, no, this one, I mean, that's
Now
really,
you're
This is
gonna-
really aromatic. I really
Rye
enjoy
is,
this.
Right.
but yeah, it's very, very
You're
fresh,
going to
very
catch
bright.
the rye, and I think you're also going to notice
The
a little
big
more
spearmint
a
smell.
body. That's
Yes.
what's,
I imagine so. Yeah.
we like Dad's Hat on this show.
This is really smooth.
This show is.
It's not as smooth as Lamont's.
No,
it's not.
Corn-
No, but there's
corn
more
liquor.
going on with it. It's really nice.
Well, yeah, it's
It's
is it 2
complex.
years? It's aged 2 years?
If it's a small batch, it's between 2 or 3.
No, it's
2
just
to
a straight.
3. 2 to 3.
Wow, you can have
It's
that.
not as smooth.
No.
It is
No.
absolutely not as smooth. It's more complex.
No.
Yeah, I mean, and it is a 95 proof. They do offer different proofs of that.
I mean, I really feel that toward the end, the 95 proof. Man.
Yeah.
I do prefer the 95 over the 90,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't had any of except for those two. It's the only two I've had.
I like them all.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like them all?
They're like Pokemon.
You
Gotta
gotta,
catch
gotta,
them all.
gotta like
Gotta
them
catch
all.
'em all.
You
Gotta
gotta
like
drink
'em.
them all.
Gotta drink them all.
Now you're catching a little bit of the rye in there.
I think so.
Little
From
bit
the
of
little
JD
of rye I
Salinger
drink
going
in my
on
life,
there.
but yeah.
Pennsylvania,
Mhm.
noted for our rise.
That is true, which is I feel a little bit bad for.
Well, that was an
you know.
interesting combination right there.
What?
Oh, I just burped a little bit,
Mm.
and I got that sushi come back up.
Oh,
With the
Spicy
rye.
tuna sushi roll.
I had the
Rye
corn
roll.
liquor, the Dad's Hat, and the sushi. It was like,
What's that?
and the dipping.
Well, I'll tell you this: you probably don't have worms anymore.
it has a worms.
I can't believe that.
Okay,
Um,
Dad's Hat. You got to definitely work on.
Yeah, let's give
improving.
Dad's Hat a negative on that.
Yeah.
Not very good for presentation.
No.
That's a bad. That's
the,
bad
the
juju
cord
right
came
there.
off the cap, basically.
Well, no,
I can't
it's
believe
the
you brought
cap.
your bung.
The cord
That
can't.
is-
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Your,
Well,
your
all
foresight
relative.
isn't.
Oh, wow.
After that
yeah,
happened-
that's-
Oh, dude.
Ah,
You brought a bad bung,
You
dude.
did. Your bung's too small for the hole.
I'd like to speak to your bunk supervisor.
Wow, man.
We are gonna have to finish it.
Look at that.
Well,
Now I only have to be in state college tomorrow morning. So.
Wow.
you can stay with us at Sheets till 2 a.m. like we did last time.
No.
Sitting out there eating hot dogs, a state trooper pulled up, and we're like,
Hey,
Hey.
stop.
sitting here eating hot dogs and burritos and tacos. You want a dill pickle chip? So let's move on to our topic discussions
Don't you
here.
guys normally create the whiskey? Or do you just-
We've done this,
We when Mikey's not here, when the four core of us aren't here to do an official rating, we'll just do something we've already done.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
a good
no,
policy.
because we tried to do a rating without Mike once
Yeah,
for the
it's-
Sazerac,
Yeah.
and it was
This
just
is another
It's a
awesome one.
nightmare.
it was just bad
Never
juju.
heard of that.
It was really good. It's another rye.
It's
It's
another
only-
rye. It's really
The only
Yeah,
reason
it's
I
only
remember the name is because
$30
it
a fifth.
sounds like Tesseract.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it was
It comes in this
Sazerac
little
Y.
blue cube. No.
No.
That's gonna be the next one by from the makers of Crystal Skull Vodka. You know,
Yeah,
that's
right.
The
right.
Tesseract.
Yeah.
Sazerac, Tesseract.
Speaking of things that are otherworldly,
What are you gonna do?
What?
Look at you and your segues.
how about?
You talk about.
I'm not talking about anything. I'm just segueing because I didn't read the article.
What
Okay.
Jay feels that he's responsible for the segue because he's not gonna.
Yeah,
He's like, I did the segue, damn it.
no, it's your turn. We're going to talk about time travel. No, we're not,
No, we're not.
because I was
This
wrong.
is Area 51, isn't it?
No.
Well, see, that was the whole thing. Like, I was going to time travel, go right into this, and because I was planning out my segues,
Jay,
and I
Jay got the articles that we were supposed to discuss this week.
I downloaded 2 of them.
However,
I didn't.
However, Jay didn't Yeah.
I know everything about teleportation.
Jay got the.
I'm actually going to
Well, how
get up
about-
and turn the lights off and back on
Well,
and
see,
sit back down.
we're
You won't even
about-
see me move.
Here,
See it?
for the audience at home, we're about to discuss teleportation, but Jay thought we were going to discuss time travel. So-
a little bit different.
I thought we were talking about the movie Primer. So I thought you were both right.
Yeah.
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 No.
So what's up?
Well, in the news recently, there was an article, and I feel that the title is a bit of a, title of the
Misnomer.
articles are a bit of a misnomer. There's a
Yeah.
little bit of hyperbole going on here, where the title of the article is, I can't remember what the exact title was.
It was
But
something like
So it's trying to go. Oh, there it is. Oh no.
wait, you're talking about the
single
teleportation
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Like scientists have teleported an object into space.
An object into space, right?
Right.
Yeah, right.
A single,
right.
yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know about
Look,
everything.
I can teleport lead into space.
Like,
Watch.
It's gonna come down in a couple of seconds,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I mean, and, I'm picturing like a poodle, and just poof, and there's a poodle in space,
An
but
apple.
No, that would be a
Orange, right.
poofle.
a poofle. Yeah, no.
No, we're talking
The
about
MIT
something so small it's arguable whether it's an object.
Right. This is very true. The title is First Object Teleported from Earth to Orbit. That's the actual title.
That is the actual title. So, obviously, a little bit of clickbait there. They're
A lot
gonna,
of clickbait there.
yeah, right. But it
Not
was
that much because I didn't click on it.
it was still an interesting article, and it's something worthy of discussion. So, last year, the Chinese put a satellite into orbit that is capable. It's a highly sensitive photon receiver that can literally detect.
don't you talk about my satellite.
that can literally
What'd you call me?
satellite out. That can literally
Makes all
detect
things well.
a single photon. So I mean,
Yeah.
which, as Dane just said, I mean, up until recently,
Wait, didn't they do this in Willy Wonka already?
with Mike TV?
What?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so all with Willy Wonka. I like grapes. Anyways,
Oh my gosh, she
Raspberries
just passed
taste
away
like
last week.
I know.
Yes.
That's good.
The actress that played was it Victoria?
Veruca or whatever.
Veruca Salt?
Veruca, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that spawned a lot of fetish art on DeviantArt. That whole grape scene or whatever it was. Blueberry.
Blueberry.
Yeah.
That was a blueberry. Actually,
Yeah.
in the remake, with boy, have we digressed. In the remake with Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
Grandpa is sitting. I think it was Grandpa. I can't. I just remember a scene where out of nowhere, like the line was like, "I like grapes," and it was just I don't know why, but at any rate, they teleported a grape into orbit. No, they didn't. So essentially, there's this highly sensitive photon receiving satellite in orbit. It passes over the same spot every 24 hours. Very predictable.
Yeah.
So basically, I believe it was on July 10th. The results of this test were that they had successfully teleported a photon and received it at this satellite in orbit, which is the furthest distance that's ever been done. It's actually been done before, but the process by which it's done, we were discussing this a little bit ago, it's a little deceptive. I mean, I think that, by definition, when we hear the word teleportation, we sort of assume like one object
Right, there's a
disappears
still object
in space and
goes
reappears
to another
somewhere else.
point.
What they really did was they established a photon chain that they basically, so instead of teleporting like physical matter, what they've really done is they've teleported information.
So they sent an email to space.
I
Yeah,
almost
really.
saw it as like, and I could be wrong about this, but I thought, is this basically their version of 3D printing through teleportation? Like,
Kind of.
You
Like-
sort of.
Well, see what happens
I
is-
know that ain't perfect, but
So photon pairs are known to
I like photon pizzas.
I like
right
swords.
being a twin. You might
yeah.
photon pairs are known to react simultaneously, no matter what the distance is between them. that, you know, what happens to one, you can actually see the effects of happening in the other.
It's not
Yeah.
100%, but it does. Yeah, 100% of it.
So essentially what they did was you know, there was another one up here, and what they did is they sent the information that from this one through a photon chain that they had established up to the other one. The other one basically assumed the exact information.
Now, here's another thing, and this might be an equally dumb question. The photon on Earth, is it still there, or does it like disappear like a fax,
no.
like go up? Like
I don't think so. No.
Is it
And see, that's-
Stargating up to the next one?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
Nice.
Actually,
Damn
no.
it.
No.
Daniel has to dial up the ring.
because I think that's an important element.
I
of
think.
teleporting.
See, when you say teleport, right?
That's
Isn't that what it brings
it's
to
a
mind?
stationary physical object
'Cause
that's
right.
gone to another stationary position.
you told
Right,
me to
right.
bring up the Star Trek reference, which is like a pretty dumbed down version of it, but like the philosophy 101 there is if they break down your whole molecular structure and you come back onto a planet, just rebuilding your molecular structure, like, is that still you?
Is that you?
know,
Right.
like they just kill you.
but in
yeah.
the digital world, I mean, a digital transfer is still an original because you can't tell a
Right.
digital email from being typed on your computer to when it goes to the next computer.
And I think that's a very good metaphor for what this is.
yeah.
It is the photon in orbit has actually assumed, for lack of a better word, all the information and identity. It's indistinguishable
From the one that was
from
launched.
the one that was down here. So, I mean, I guess the idea is it the original or has it just become, you know, it's kind of like the Star Trek question. Is it the same? But it has really assumed all the information, the exact same. It's basically like a 100% copy of the original, kind of like what you were saying, like the digital email thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I definitely.
So
when
it's a clone.
So
It's
here's
a
the thing.
clone. Send in
Right,
the clones.
I
Right.
think one thing that should be brought up is like, why is this a big deal? Because they brought up a few quick things. I thought like this could really help with encryption and
encryption.
cybersecurity.
Right.
And really, this is the next and probably final step to what we consider hard drives.
Right.
Like, because that was what
No, yeah.
there was an article I read a long time ago saying like this is the natural progression of all technology, which is the removal of parts and gears.
Right.
Like you look at like cars have become like somewhat more complex, but also more simple than what they were.
They're
Even
now
in
you've gone to
the
the
Model
electric,
T.
yeah.
There's less
or whatever.
mechanical.
Like you look at the Tesla, and then it's just a computer on wheels.
Yeah, motor, no transmission.
Yeah. And then you look at, like I said before, hard drives. Before it was punch cards, and then it turned into what later became the hard drive. And those things wear out because there are moving pieces to that.
Yes.
Just then, and we had CDs and everything. Then things moved to the solid state drive, which I updated to recently, and that's a night and day difference.
Oh,
And
yeah.
those things will last longer than hard drives because, like, the Library of Congress, they actually like take audio that we find important, like people's speeches or jazz songs and that are part of
Jazz
American
is
culture,
important.
and they won't put them on hard drives. They won't put them on servers. They'll
Right.
put them on like they'll put them on stereograms. They'll put them on not stereograms, records. They'll put
Well, I
them
mean,
on
this
records.
is
They will
this
last-
is very important in the whole field of archiving.
yeah.
You know, this is something that Leah might be interested in. You know, as far
Oh
as
yeah,
that kind of
she's
stuff
got
goes.
like opinions on that. Like, 'cause she says like this will all degrade, and the whole
Right.
point of any kind of good archiving is stopping that on
Right,
some
right,
level.
Right.
And my
Rocks are still good, by the way.
yeah.
This is true. Yeah.
You know, I mean, literally, the oldest information that we have is preserved in rocks.
Big handprint.
Right,
on the
right.
side
Really,
of
it's
the
like
wall.
when humanity ends, we'll have the Sphinx and styrofoam cups in
Right.
the ocean,
And turtles
Right,
with plastic bags.
and like
Yeah.
4 guys in Mount
Red
Everest.
solo
that won't
cups.
know.
Right.
But my point is, like, we have solid state drives and everything's moving to a cloud computer. Quantum drives,
Right.
like,
That's a big.
I'm almost, this is going to get
Go for it.
really stupid,
Just
but
go.
I almost don't want quantum computing to be a thing because at that point, that destroys any kind of Bitcoin currency, because the whole point of that is that computers have to solve complex math problems to mine the
Right,
Bitcoins.
Right.
If you no longer have to think and
Right.
you can just teleport to the answer, and I know that's a really stupid way of saying it,
No, but
but
that's
if you
how
just teleport
I
to
mean,
to a calculation of
yeah.
it, then you have destroyed that. You have inflated the Bitcoin market to being stupid at that point.
It's true.
It already is. Stupid.
But see,
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
I,
It is.
I
Invest in Libra.
don't value
but
Bitcoin. I mean, they keep on
Teleport.
bringing it
Well,
around,
sure,
bringing it around, bringing it around. But
Yeah.
that is a problem with it.
Mhm.
It's not real. I mean, originally our economy was based on gold, and then they got rid of the gold standard. But it's still,
But
everybody's
here's the thing, like even gold, like who says that's valuable? Like I know you can only make so much or whatever, but like let's
Well, that's a
take
good
that to
point.
its logical conclusion. Let's say the apocalypse happened. Oh, thank God I
Yeah.
have my 20 pounds of gold. I have 20 pounds of bullets, and so I'm going to take your food. That's more valuable.
And your
Like,
gold.
And
like
your gold.
even
And your
my
gold.
point is, gold is relative.
It
like,
is.
I understand how like
we actually
it's-
live in an
gold's
age.
more stable than say a fiat currency, but it's not as stable as people think.
It's not as stable as bullets, I'll tell you that.
No,
So
I mean,
lead
but-
is more valuable than gold.
Right.
in
And
that,
this is the
in a
alchemical
certain
translation
relative
right here.
scenario.
Right.
Yes.
Well, actually, what's very interesting about that particular thing is for the first time, perhaps in history, we actually live in an age where gold actually has a real value besides just numismatic currency in regard to the fact that there are actually technical applications for gold where it's actually
In
valuable
computers.
now. In computers. Up to this point in time, gold has just been something that's scarce.
Value.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Put it
And
in jewelry and that's about it.
Right. Jewelry, The irony is
Gold
now
slugger.
and
Put it in
Goldschlager.
Yes.
But no, for real, the real irony is perhaps right now is the first time we actually really ever live in an age that gold actually has a real value.
What do you mean by that? By
Computers.
its use or by its
Yeah.
It's by use.
within,
By use.
within processing or
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually part of the. I mean, I can't. Oh, I wish I would have dug into that. Years ago, they actually came out and said how many valuable sources of rare metals that are actually in this
Right.
particular case,
In your average
right
iPhone.
in your average iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As far as valuable metals, it's the commodities are being slowly used up. Not over. I mean, it doesn't use a whole lot of gold, but nevertheless, they still use that in the processors.
Right.
Oh
right,
yeah.
Right. So it actually has
yeah.
a functional value as
Yeah.
opposed to just. I find it also interesting the way in which science is in a way reflecting. I always have this chicken and egg thing with, and I mean, obviously the answer is egg. By the way, I just want to get that out there.
How?
Well, I mean, everybody was asked what came first, the chicken or the egg,
The
right?
rooster.
Well, no. I mean, the egg preceded chickens
The male.
You can't have.
by millions of years.
But
So
without
the
a
real answer is
rooster,
the
it's
egg.
just an egg.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just
what if
breakfast.
it's a dinosaur egg?
It's still
Then
breakfast.
it precedes the chicken by a few million years. But at any rate,
Sure. Yeah.
But at any rate,
Yeah, it's an egg bigger than the chicken.
there's a right.
I swear we'll get to your analogy.
Thanks.
We
Good.
just gotta
Good,
solve
good,
this problem
good.
first.
But it's kind of interesting in the age of enlightenment.
Yeah.
Higher philosophies focused on, it saw the universe as a very mechanical model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I find so my chicken and egg illusion refers to the fact that the science that we're trying to build and the direction that our science takes,
Yeah.
is it influenced by the philosophy of the times, or is the philosophy of the times influenced by the science? Because now we have a much more our metaphysics are much more driven by a more of a quantum kind of idea, and now this is the shape that our science is starting to take.
And to be fair, a lot of sci-fi in like the 70s kind of
Right.
predicted that.
It
Like,
did,
like
yes.
this might just be me coming from
Yeah.
and some of this might just be from me coming from like a very I love teaching English literature perspective, but I really do feel like our arts and like what we look forward to and what we value, that informs the science and that
Yes.
informs our
Yes,
innovations.
exactly.
I mean, everyone points to like they had a cell phone in Star Trek, and I go, it goes deeper than that. They had human rights in Star Trek. They had equality, like that had a major effect in our culture. But not
Right.
only that, like even stuff in like if you think about it long enough, it becomes just something that people will accept and normalize. Like in Minority Report, they had you moving stuff around. Meanwhile, I was talking to you about VR chat.
Right.
That is literally how you deal with menus. You use your
right,
fingers
right.
and you tap a fake tablet, but it's really just like I will be this celebrity today and I'm going to
Right.
go bowling.
Yeah.
And you've just manufactured a UI that people, a futuristic one that people understand
Yeah.
because they saw it in movies, they saw it in Iron Man, they saw
Right.
some engineer in the
Mhm.
new Star Trek reboots doing it. They
Right.
go, yeah, that's just what human beings do.
And see, that influences the direction that the technology takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to me, it's also a little bit of the definition. Whereas if you go in the past, astronomy and astrology We're
Crossover big time.
yes, big time.
Yeah.
Today, those are two completely separate lines, and don't ever
Absolutely.
cross them to the
Exactly.
wrong person because you're going to get
You're gonna get an earful.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
For everything
yeah.
that we have, though, it still draws back to like, you'd watch those old movies, and they would say like, in the year 2000, we'll have flying cars.
Right.
Not there yet,
No.
Well,
no,
I mean,
that is a good
but
point.
Popular mechanics curse you.
Right.
but we have VR
Well, I mean,
UI
see,
systems that you can
No,
touch, but
right.
you still can't fly a
To
car.
be fair though,
No,
why
To
were
be
people
fair,
why were people excited about flying cars?
Freedom.
Okay, yeah, to get around better, right? Like, and I really
and I
hate-
think some people visualize it also as getting to a model of scarcity. I think most people, when they visualize that type of technology, the fuel situation is not quite, it's not as dependent upon that kind of thing.
yeah,
Right.
Some sort of renewable resource
yeah. The thing is,
idea as well.
what you were saying earlier, like about freedom, I don't think it was necessarily the flying aspect of it that people enjoyed. It was the oh my god, I don't have to get stuck on I-79 feeling, or I don't have to worry about where I'm going to park feeling.
Yeah.
And in some ways, we have just, even though I have my problems with them, we have community ride sharing services like Uber and Lyft that is technically that function.
That's
of
the flying car of today.
Mhm.
Yeah, now I could be like looking back at this
that's a good
podcast
way to
and
look
I'm
at it.
speaking out of my ass.
George
But
Jetson drives an Uber.
Yeah, I mean, think about like anytime someone goes like in Isaac Asimov's where everyone's just talking to people through what was it called? Like the one where the computer basically rebooted the universe. At the end, let there be light. That
that's
Matrix.
no.
the final problem. Or something
No, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Final
Galaxy.
solution.
It
Wasn't
was
that
a
it?
short story? No, there was a reference to it in that, but it was basically like
You think
How it
Hitchhikers referenced that story, right?
it probably did, but it
Yes.
was about a supercomputer that mankind had made that
Tron.
grew so advanced that we could just communicate to each other
If I keep blurring
telepathically
stuff out, it'll
and
get
float through space. And we kind of got there with
Don't
text
cross the
messaging
beams.
and through our phones or what have you.
Right. Right.
My point is that no, art isn't going to be reflected in the technology because we're not Tony Stark or whatever, but the language and the function of that stuff will filter through someone's brain.
Being an
Some-
English person, don't you think that the language itself creates a modality that particularly influences the thought?
No, your language influences so much
Right.
of what you believe and how you act to
Right,
people.
right.
I mean, even just the way, like in Japan, there's so many different titles that you have to assert to not be rude.
I think the very grammatical structure of a language alters the way that you think.
Yeah, and the
When
way
I
you
was
feel-
learning German, I realized all of a sudden that, wow, I don't think the same way I used to, because now the syntax of the language
Yeah.
has actually altered my brain patterns.
Yeah. I mean, I get that a lot. And the more alien your language is to someone else, like, unfortunately, there's students the students that have the roughest time are students that deal with Arabic or pictogram languages, such as like
Right.
Mandarin or Cantonese or Japanese, because they have to translate
To
it twice in
rewire
their head
themselves.
to be able to relay it to someone else.
Yeah, right.
And you're just a dumber person when you have to do that
Right.
every time.
Yeah.
You cannot think in more complex
Right.
situations.
It requires instantaneous rewiring.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
And not only that, but to, like what you said earlier, like a language is always reflected in its culture. Like I can do this because I'm Italian, but like you're
Sorry,
what do you
I'm
call
Al can
someone-
do it.
exactly like what do you call an Italian that is that can't use his arms? A deaf mute or whatever. Like it's but not only that, but it shows that Italian culture is a little bit more like flamboyant and lust for life and very host culture based. Like
Yeah.
come to my house,
Yeah.
I'll make you a meal.
Well, come over. Yeah, exactly.
Strangers invited my dad and his friend Al to their house, like, you're American, tell me like where you're from, and like
Right.
I'll give you some olives, and like that's very much reflected in their language. That's very reflected in how they act.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of how one acts, I have to apologize and backpedal about 40 minutes ago.
What?
I apologize because Tim High said flying cars could be useless. And then I said, Whiskey Tier Tim High. Patreon member
You
Tim
didn't.
High.
You didn't.
We didn't thank
We did not.
Patreon members.
No.
So
Oh,
I would be
geez.
remiss if I didn't run back 1 second here.
This is Jay's segue again.
Yes. No, if you-
I got a
Hey, I
I got
gotta
a
tell you
Naruto.
something.
You had a proton?
Naruto,
You got to run like Naruto.
Naruto run back here a little bit.
In time.
In time
if
traveling.
you were a proton,
You
would
know,
have had
I was
stop.
about to say that this segue is shit, but after that last sentence, you're genius.
Thanks. Appreciate that. We do have Patreon members, and I want to raise a glass to those Patreon members who support us every week, week in, week out. That would be Scott Knoll, Rick Wirtz, Ryan Weaver, Mario Ciccarella, the lovely Shannon Hoffman, Jeremy Nixon, and Tim High.
Tim High.
So,
Thank you, one and all. We very much appreciate it.
okay, anyway. Sorry.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic. 'Cause
Yeah.
You know what?
Speaking of things that are unbelievable,
Unbelievable.
Damn you. You're good, man.
let's talk about
We're going to talk about PBs?
the absolute
TB and J's.
the absolute
Oh.
shit show right now that is let's raid Area 51. They-
Oh,
I thought we were talking
okay.
about Pig brains. You wanna
Yeah.
talk
No,
about-
no.
This is good. This is good.
No.
What I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
No,
Um,
well, the memes I love, but go ahead. Go ahead.
my favorite one is my favorite meme out of all of this was, look, my mom can either pick me up or drop me off. She's not
Yeah,
doing
you know,
both.
Not too much.
Mine was the Facebook meme where I can't think of what's his name from Facebook, the creator, and he looks like Data from.
And it
Star Trek.
says,
yeah,
find his dad.
yeah. He's invading Area 51 to bring his dad back.
Yeah.
So apparently,
It's just they really.
what was the catchphrase?
They can't stop all of us.
No,
Yeah.
find them aliens.
I'll find them aliens.
Or
What's
something.
hilarious is every subculture has a different treasure at the end of it. Because a lot of anime weeaboo communities are like, this is where they're hiding the cat girls that Elon
Right,
Musk.
right.
In order to get cat girl GF, we must invade with
Right,
our
yeah,
Naruto running. In order, I need to get a gray alien to suck me off. You know,
Right.
I need to do this. Like everyone wants to get their thing.
Isn't it interesting
Yeah.
how they can actually apply this to their own
To-
subset?
right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, see, here's the question. I don't know. Maybe we can I'll just bypass the whole thing, and before we go any further, I don't want to say, do you believe that there's something in Area 51, because there obviously is.
Yes.
But what
Yes.
do you think is in Area 51?
Right now, actually, to be honest, okay, so let's say this. You know, like you got the whole Groom Lake, you got Area 51, you got that whole thing. Regardless of whatever the hell these people think is at Area 51, this is the area where like the stealth bomber was tested. This is the area where some pretty serious aeronautical military application things have happened. So regardless of whether there's aliens at Area 51 or not, these bitches are getting shot.
Yeah, that's what I.
Now I know it's actually a fake thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel, that all that's there now is basically just
Right.
military
Right.
craft, and that's where, of course, that's where they're testing. That's the type of place where the bomb was built.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
It was a similar facility, but
right? I didn't mean to say like that's where it was, but that's the type of place where
there's definitely some secret, top secret military, national
But
security.
just the fact
level
that people
shit.
actually believe that this could possibly be
no.
an alien hotbed.
Well, for me, something. I do believe something occurred, and they. Oh, go ahead, make a mess.
What just happened?
He just rolled a peanut butter brownie down his belly.
It's fun. Shit happens.
Oh, yeah, it does. I'm surprised the beard didn't grab it though.
Right. I looked at it.
Yeah, I do believe that something occurred. I'm not going to say it was UFO or whatever.
Yeah.
But something happened that was not of that time frame, and they took that technology in there. Because to me,
You talking? Are you going like Balthazar? Are you going Nazi Bell? How are you going?
well, the Nazis they made huge leap forward.
They
Also,
sure
all
did.
the good things Hitler did.
I know. What about him?
Which one?
No.
Oh, they brought the price of bread down. That's right. Yeah.
Some dude who used to work here, who shall remain nameless.
Nameless.
Oh, jeez.
He used to wear a shirt to work. This isn't his shit.
No.
That said, well, he had one, I believe, that said Wehrmacht European tour. It had all the dates on, but another one that just said, what about all the good things Hitler did?
Oh my God.
So, yeah.
But real quick, back in that day,
So glad I'm on this episode. every time.
Tubes. I mean,
Tubes.
tube amps. I mean, that's what you guys use for for your
They're
gigs.
still viable.
They are, and they're never going to be replaced. But as far as technology, I mean, the ENIAC, the UNIVAC, I mean, these things took an entire building.
You said words.
I did say words. Yeah.
I just didn't
as far as
understand the order that you put them in.
ENIAC and UNIVAC.
Nano.
Nano.
ENIAC?
Yeah. Oh no, that's not Nano. It's,
Yeah, that's
Computer.
yes, the first computer.
First computer.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
The UNIVAC was built by the Navy.
Navy. Yeah.
One of the two was. Anyway, but all of a sudden we went from tube amps to transistors, which were quite large, but it didn't take very long to make the transistors smaller and smaller until we have this. This is nothing but several million transistors.
100 ENIACs or more. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah, just the exactly, just the calculations that this thing can do. Yeah,
We just arbitrarily throwing shit?
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
I mean, the number of transistors in one of these, I mean, it's in the ranges of millions upon millions.
Right.
But all of a sudden, like I said, it was just they were working with.
Tim High says, yeah, what the WTF? It's 100% something horrible and 100% not aliens. And then Jeremy says, I'm to check my Facebook.
Yeah, so that's my theory on it. I'm not saying it's aliens that were there, but something was brought in, and all of a sudden there was a major jump forward in technology.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, the Nazis were obviously onto something, and Operation Paperclip in places where we brought large numbers of German scientists.
You know what? Like,
it's a video of a truck and it says how my truck will sound after storming Area 51. And then it's the Jetsons noise.
Wow! He's right on.
Right?
I'm saying, everyone has their booty. Everyone has their treasure
and they turn
that they want to get out of it.
Exactly.
You know, some guys
I just say we storm
this
Mark
is
Kelly's
where
house because he can't pee
He
on
can't
all of
piss
us.
on all of us.
someone's like, this is where they're keeping
don't get
Biggie
that,
and
but I like it.
Tupac.
Ah, right.
Will save them.
Yeah.
Oh God,
It is very good meme material. I'm sure that Mike Cavino is sick of this by now.
Oh, I'm absolutely sure he's.
Right.
sick
Well,
of
they
this
actually
by
have
now.
the real ending. No, I'm not.
That's where I have the
Yeah.
Game of Thrones
Yeah.
ending. Mike's getting out of bed right now. He's like, son of a bitch.
Oh,
Up in the Area
Mike's
51.
ready to Naruto run.
His back problems are cured.
Right.
He's in there.
I've always really liked the counter conspiracy theory that someone said, boy, sure is interesting that we have this Jeffrey Epstein that has this giant like child trafficking conspiracy. Then suddenly the news is like, LOL, kids in their Area 51, okay?
Right.
Don't focus on a terrible conspiracy that affects like Hollywood and like the highest positions of power.
Which
in
is
politics.
really not a conspiracy. I mean, there's been
no.
much
Well,
evidence
I mean,
against
what's-
Epstein for decades.
It depends on like what your definition of like a conspiracy is,
Right.
which
I
is
mean-
a group of people covering up something
Right,
terrible.
exactly.
Like-
My question about Epstein is,
Yeah.
this same level of evidence has been here for decades.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it something now?
I mean, I do have
Which
But
points
higher-
to me that there's a higher purpose behind
Yeah.
it.
Oh no, I think
Well,
that,
a higher power.
Yeah.
It's a higher social media platform.
Oh, they have their own Facebook?
What?
Probably.
Did you just pizza
yeah.
again?
Remember, they're
What
still
happened?
they're all
Facebook.
still on Google Plus. It's just
They're on Google
Oh, that's
Plus.
funny.
no one would ever think to look for them there.
No.
That's where
I'm
ISIS
still
is,
waiting for
man.
my invite.
Yeah.
What do you think about the pig brains?
All right.
I for one am excited about reanimation of pig brains
Okay, Herbert West.
I mean,
because for me this triggers a chain of events that's my ultimate end goal is, well, if they're starting to bring back dead pigs, then they're going to start bringing back the dead, and then there's going to be the zombie apocalypse, and then we're going to have this collapse of society, which by
Means
this
freedom.
point I don't know how Trump hasn't successfully done this already for me, but fucker. Collapse the society, so we're all living in the woods like a bunch of heathens.
Ah, you're an accelerationist. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
another group.
I mean, it's basically like, let's put the pedal to the metal on this broken.
Let's burn this
system.
Oh,
fucker.
really?
That's what. No, there are people like that, and
Like, I don't ever want to say that I'm a conspiracy theorist because, like, I just don't get into that.
no.
Like, I like to entertain the thoughts. Like, I'll listen to, like, go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
It's
You
interesting.
you just want this fucker to burn.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. I don't necessarily want the world to burn. I want the structure to burn.
Yeah, me too.
I want to go back
Fuck
to just
Fuck yeah.
you're schlepping through the.
You come to my house, I'll give you soup.
Yeah.
I respect that, but also there's a saying like everyone loves the anarchy until it's time to get the insulin. Like that's a problem.
I don't
for a
need
lot
it.
of
I'm
people.
ready to go.
All right.
Or
I'm
your
just saying.
scotch.
Yeah.
I got a big fucking
We
bottle.
got dude, we got Tony Dan's
Yeah.
corn liquor.
You know how fast I go through that?
I mean, he's got grapes, so he's creating a whole ecosystem.
Ah.
Yeah.
Although, if anyone's listening, we need a weed guy. just to get that out
I
there.
got tons of weed.
See, that's the
You can
next
weed.
raid. It's on Washington D.C.
Right.
It's getting
Yeah.
all the shops.
No, about the pig brains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pig brains. This is a for real thing. Apparently, they
So,
have
yeah.
reanimated.
Nenad Sestan, my Croat, Serbian, Yugoslavian is not on par, so please forgive me.
Yeah.
That's his stand. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
or whatever. But I mean,
It's
So- you should post these articles.
probably
Oh, this
not.
one was from the New York Times.
That's great. Shove it in the camera.
Yeah.
Just read
Yeah,
this.
Here, read this
Google
article.
So I mean, the article goes through a long, human interest piece, and there's all kinds of shit. But at the end of the day,
My favorite part of that human interest piece where they just like, and then Professor Sestan put his car clicker
Yes,
his
against
head.
his head.
Yeah, exactly.
for the fat, yeah.
Yeah, because apparently that amplifies
I learned
the
something.
radio beam
I learned
from your
something.
car clicker, and that
Well,
will
only if it's a
unlock your
Subaru,
car
because he
from
had a
block
rusty
away.
Subaru. Yeah.
I learned
Yeah.
something there.
Yeah.
I really did. I learned something.
Well, that's the same.
I'm gonna try it.
That's
I
the same
haven't tried
premise
it yet.
behind the old bunny ears, rabbits.
Yeah.
Bunny rabbit ears
Mhm.
antennas. That you hold it, and all of a sudden it's good, and you walk away, and all of a sudden it goes away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If you're a fat fucker. Anyways,
Here's the fat fuckers.
yeah, right on. Me, myself included.
To be fair, last time I was on your
To be
show, I was like,
fair.
I look like shit, and I lost 25 pounds because I had to look at myself in that camera, and I'm like, yeah, I went on a weight
You're the
loss
man.
thing at work. I came in third, which gave me jack shit. But I was just like, I need to lose weight, so like I lost 25. I'm still.
Wednesday
got
night whiskey
25 more to
committee
go.
promoting healthy choices.
I was like, no, I was just watching. You guys saying, "Oh, this whiskey's really good." I tell you, that great. I'm just like watching this, going, "That fat fuck, I can't stand me." Like I just.
yeah, but just think about how many car doors you can open.
Hey,
Oh
by the
my
way,
God.
here,
You
have
probably
some more
lost
fudge.
weight.
Yeah,
have some fudge.
Have some fudge.
Have
put
some
the-
fudge. Have some whiskey.
Put a car clicker against your balls, you can kill a dog with it. That's another thing. It amplifies the beam.
Wait, what if the car clicker gave off a photon?
Oh,
What if?
man.
Well,
I-
it teleports
then it
your
would be a
semen
jizz
to someone
test.
else, and then you have to pay
Definitely.
child support.
Go home and try to kill my dog. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna take the car clicker. I'm gonna be like, "Come here, boy."
That wouldn't take out your dog.
Oh, it won't work.
That dog would just be
I like
like,
it with that. Come here, boy. All I can hear is it's solo time. No, Kurt.
that dog could take a car wreck.
My dog could, so I know he'll
Yeah.
be safe.
But
This,
no,
this dude.
just
Stop
hold
saying
on.
pig brains and explain it.
Before
Sestan.
before one thing, just so this is you
Yeah.
said you went on a weight loss thing.
Yeah,
Like, not that I'm trying to like promote like super healthiness because I'm not.
yeah.
But like
that.
since
Bullshit.
since Jason's whole ordeal happened with Rory and everything.
We've
By
been
the way,
trying
I
to
we-
set up a coffee page for your son.
I
I'll
love
tell you when people
I
start.
love you.
I'm joking because you guys were rallying
I
on my
know.
coffee.
I
All right,
know.
good.
And since we had a lot of time off, I really didn't know what to do with myself, so I started walking.
He really did.
Oh yeah,
I've witnessed it.
yeah. Well, he puts it on Facebook too. So.
Yes.
Well,
Except for the fact that he walks large, phallic. Fuck. He likes to walk.
doing the
dicks.
dicks.
He just,
yeah,
yeah, he
Yeah,
does,
for a while there over here at the graveyard, I was walking in a dick shape because someone said, like, dude, you need to do a big dick. And
That
I'm
was
like,
Mary.
oh, Mary.
Yeah.
She's like, you need to do a big dick. And I'm like,
Hey, shout out to
I'm
Mary.
like,
Woo.
watch me. And the first day I screwed it up, but the second day
You did.
I got the
You
dick
did.
right. But no, so like
Yeah.
recently I haven't been putting it up because like I'm not doing the workout with it because it's so damn hot now. Like I
Oh,
go
yeah.
in the morning up to the Lemon House and blast the trail real fast before I come down here to work. But
Yeah.
What is he talking about?
So Tim High says so taxation theft, unjust wars, genocide, child sex rings, people shrug, aliens. Let's charge
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
priorities.
That's you just made that.
This is
point.
what I can.
Yeah.
This
I
is
can
not.
put my mind around aliens.
This
Right.
is not any structure ever conceived by man that is responsible for more raping, pillaging, plundering, murder, theft, and higher body count than government. But we're scared to live without.
That's the point
Yeah.
I believe you just made.
No, man, like that. Like, there's our reality's far weirder than like aliens crashed here. That's basic ET shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's
I'm gonna go home and try to kill my dog.
yeah. With my throwaway cooker line,
And
yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
if there's any member of PETA listening
No
to
animals
this,
were harmed.
no
Nah.
animals were harmed,
They're-
and he's
all
seriously
German
going to go
shepherds are fun.
put his
Yes.
key fob to his nuts and try to kill his dog.
Right, and it's nothing's gonna happen. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go home. My wife's gonna be like, "What are you doing with that again?"
Again,
Then you
trying
see,
to change the channel
you see-
from the bathroom.
Dude.
I can't wait to see the BuzzFeed clickbait article. This man put his car clicker against his balls. You won't believe what happens.
You won't
next.
believe what happens
Yeah.
next.
Click here
Right.
if you
Not
dare.
fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the remote.
Top 10
Do
funnest
you think
ways.
Seston?
Huh?
You think Seston had stuck his remote?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's how he learned, right?
That's
He put
how
it
he
on his
learned.
balls first. Then
Oh yeah, we were talking about pig brains.
Oh yeah, pigs, brains,
Okay.
brains.
So, many pages into like this human interest story, man escapes,
Pig
horrible
brains.
conditions. This dude literally though, and his team, at the end of the day, what they have done is through a series of using, a perfusion, which
Yeah.
modern medicine is very familiar with as far as doing during heart transplants and kidney transplants and stuff. He's been able to take a pig brain post-mortem that has already,
That's why, without trying to step on your thunder. Did it say how long?
various times, but definitely post-mortem. I mean,
No,
this
So it
was
wasn't
tried.
right.
No, I mean, some of them were dead in the beginning, it was like a minute or two.
Yeah, but then
they
at
can
the
do it
end,
for
we're
up to,
talking
like,
hours.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
3
Okay,
hours.
because that's my question. Like, okay, so you
Okay,
pushed a
so
bunch
there-
of blood back through
so
a brain
there-
that
there
just
is-
died. Okay,
no,
maybe.
There have been in the past previously experience with brains that literally were either not quite dead or on the cusp but there is electrical activity that remains
Right.
in the brain for hours after death.
Correct. Now,
But these seem to have been beyond that period.
okay, so it's beyond the actual your brain is still functioning period.
Yes.
Because that was
Yes.
going to be one of my
Yes.
questions. Of
Yes.
Well,
okay, is it
But-
literally just pushing the brain function that's still happening
Okay,
forward?
Jay's bringing up a good pointer, and this is something I had to like read up on. You almost have to think of it like evolution. Okay, like evolution isn't just a dinosaur egg turns into a chicken. It's a gradual level of like this animal kingdom's changing this animal kingdom over millions of years. All right, so like when you die, because I looked at this and then I looked at some related articles and it kind of helped inform me a little bit more. You don't really die all at once unless
Right.
it's some real traumatic stuff.
Right.
Okay, like
Right.
if you go, especially with cardiac arrest, where your brain, like there was an article I found
Yeah,
where it
7
was like,
minutes.
you are aware of you dying when you are aware that you're for like from 2 to 20 seconds, you are aware that you are dead.
Yeah.
Like that whole like white light that you see at the end of the tunnel when you're having a near-death experience or whatever. That's a giant jolt of electricity coming from your cerebral cortex, sending one last flare gun through your brain to like, I don't know how to deal with this. How do we live? Like just trying to like move. Like what's it when you get your graphics card and you overclock? You're overclocking your brain trying to figure out how to live.
It
Like,
just goes poof
how to
and shuts
solve
off.
your heart not working no good more.
Mm-hmm.
And my point is that
I mean, it happened. The thing
and
here
even
is,
then, your brain, once that puff of electricity's gone, you are still your brain's still operating.
right.
for
Not
a-
every
a
system
couple of
dies
minutes.
at once.
Like back in the French Revolution, there was this one
The guillotine.
the guillotine.
Yeah, I
There
was
was
just going
that
to say,
one-
like, they say you can cut your head off and you can actually see your body.
Right.
There was one like doctor that said like, oh, you're gonna like he backed the wrong party or whatever. They were gonna kill him. It's like, tell you what, assistant, watch my eyes when they do.
Right.
And like that was a real deal thing
Yeah.
where they cut him and like his assistant said like I counted 18 blinks. Like just like my boss told me to. He knew what he was doing.
Right.
Before the lights went out.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's
These
the way
are
the
well
brain
beyond
works.
that point. These
Okay.
pig brains are well beyond that.
Yeah, but my whole point is, and that is true, it's gone. But the body is almost like how a business goes out of business. It goes down in levels.
Mhm.
There's a whole team that shuts things down.
It's like when you
Where
freeze.
the
start to
business
freeze
is
to
closed,
death.
but clearly there's some lights still on, and there's like a skeleton crew working
Right.
on some level.
Yeah.
Even when your heart's dead, even when your brain is dead, there's still that closing down crew
Right.
that's still there. That
Right.
was one thing I found interesting. But you are right. This is like pigs are dead. We are freezing them,
Right.
freezing the brain, perfusing Brain X. Bring
Brain
up
X.
Brain X.
Brain
Brain
X.
X.
That's some real
That is some-
Shadowrun,
Yes,
like
it is.
cyberpunk bullshit.
Bet you
Yeah.
find that in Area 51.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
guarantee you.
absolutely. Yeah, no, that was very
For
interesting.
1999.
No, you have to understand. Like
Billy
they found-
Mays is in Area 51.
They found this concoction that they can put through pigs' brains that like activates the brain again, getting it functioning like
Well,
an organ.
that concoction contains both antibiotics, but also 9 different cytoprotective agents. So I mean, it's pretty complicated. I'm going real. I mean, this is super Herbert West here, man.
Yeah.
And the guy looks like Herbert West.
And then what was it? Harvard's first response was, "We're patenting this shit,
Yeah.
and we're calling it Brain X."
Brain X.
You know, like, and that leads to a horrifying real life scenario to
It
me.
really
But I'll
does.
bring it up to you later because we should probably explain it a little bit more. But to me,
And
it's
there's
not
a-
even about like, oh, life after death. There's a real horrifying consequence to
Well,
that.
these brains were restored to nearly full metabolic function in most of the brain for up to 6 hours. And I believe, like, the article was a little bit vague, but I almost got the feeling, I could be wrong on this particular part, but I almost got the feeling that 6 hour limit was not necessarily how long they were able to sustain it. That's just how long they did it. It could have been possibly longer.
Oh, especially
no,
if
I
they were
didn't
in a
get that
fridge.
far.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't
Especially
get
if they
that
were in
part
a
from it.
fridge, they'd last a lot longer.
They'd last a
Are
lot
these
longer.
simply brains?
Yes, just brains.
Just
Brain.
Just
and
brain.
they just stick
Well-
electrodes in it and
No,
monitor
no, no,
it.
no, no.
this ain't-
There's pages on pages of them going through the first
It's not
20,
just electrodes.
40.
That is
100.
something that's been
Well,
done
but
for a
they're
long
doing
time.
something
You
to
stick an
monitor
electrode
them.
on your ass and your
Yeah,
ear, and it
yeah.
causes muscle function. Yeah, no.
No, they actually were talking about how they actually they didn't know the level of the floor they had to cut through to sort of reanimate
Mhm.
to put it up to the pump. I guess is the easy way to put it.
The perfusion.
Yes, the perfusion, which sort of simulates the pressure of the heart
Right.
and all.
Right.
And yeah, so they actually talked in the article about the first 20 brains they sort of had an idea. Then the next up to 40 pigs, then when they cut them, they knew what to go and cauterize before they went to the next section.
Right.
And
They
it
had
was
to
just
figure out the vascular
yeah,
system.
it took literally several hundred brains
Right.
or pig bodies to
And-
cut apart.
And
before
one
they did
thing that they're very big in the article about talking about the idea that, and this is, I think, going to dovetail with what Dane had to say, but might be a platform for a segue or not. But they were very careful about suppressing certain electric stimuli, and they kept the brains anesthetized because of the fact that they were afraid. They wanted to avoid any idea of a manifestation of consciousness. They felt that was perhaps
they
unethical.
purposely blocked it.
Yeah,
Even
they-
though-
Even for pigs.
you're right. Even
I mean,
for pigs.
the brain is sort of like the CPU of a computer. Your
Okay.
computer has a keyboard, it has a monitor, it has a video, audio out, just like our brain. But what they were doing was taking away everything else and just having the CPU running.
Right.
So they wanted to make sure there was no stimuli.
And they also wanted to, as an ethical concern, they wanted to make sure that they weren't
Nobody
manifesting
saw-
any kind of consciousness.
I mean, the ethics boards alone are on a practical level, like where you have to explain to them, like, yeah, I might bring back an animal that knows it's alive but has no way of sensing that.
And
That's some Hellraiser shit.
That is totally.
That
I
is
mean,
like-
really. I mean, they had to
Yeah.
go and cauterize, certain blood vessels to make sure that the flow was going correctly.
But the
each
very
and every
fact,
time. Yeah,
the very
that's-
fact to me, and
that's
this is
pain.
what I thought the segue might be.
Yeah.
The very fact to me that the brain was responsive to anesthetization,
Yeah.
infers that it is responsive on a metabolic level.
Yes.
It's actually processing
And
things.
is
It's
that
actually-
not the building blocks that you need to get to consciousness?
exactly?
Well,
Exactly. I
well,
mean,
no,
we
no,
don't
I
know
mean-
for sure.
You know, I don't think it's as magical or as spiritual as people are making it. Is that if you get your neurons firing again, you will come back to life, unless there is something that if like, because obviously, if you leave a brain out for a week, none of this stuff's gonna work.
No.
None of it's gonna work.
Well, I mean, that's what they say. Oh,
If you forget it on the counter.
The blase way.
Oh, I like
mean,
to
if
say
you
left
leave
in
a
my
brain
other
out
pants.
for a week,
I left with my wallet.
But no,
It's in my
I
other
do think
pants.
like in that situation, you're going to be brought back, okay,
Right,
and
right,
you
right.
are going to be thinking again. All things being equal, you might come out mentally retarded.
Jeremy says just saute him in butter with garlic.
There you
Mighty
go.
tasty and filling.
There you go. Yeah,
I
sweet
literally tried
bread.
to send like some chili sauce in the mail, and it went 2 days over, and it just
Just
like,
think about what
spoiled,
that could mean
you know?
for the sweetbread market, though.
Jesus
I mean, like live brain. You know, you're eating like
I'm not.
what?
that's some
Oriental.
gourmet shit. man.
Yeah,
That's
no.
like some hedonistic, like fall of the house of Usher shit. Like, let's say
Yeah.
it's a pig's brain that knows it's
I
alive.
thought it was
Right,
a monkey brain.
right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
No.
Or monkey brains, or whatever.
Yeah.
Jay
But-
ditched us, by the way.
I know, right? Totally. I mean, what the
Whisketeers,
hell?
Jay's out of here.
We're gonna take a. Anybody? who's
Everyone
online
was
right
going
now,
like,
we're gonna take a
oh,
poll. You're the
man.
replacement.
could we resurrect human beings? I think it's a lot worse than that. Because
Well,
Me too. I
here's-
mean, that's a real.
Now-
this is what we're
yes.
getting at now. Here's the meat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're
Here's
right.
the
Maybe,
meat. What
we'll
does this
see.
mean?
like, here's what when I was reading this article, it reminded me. I'm gonna not name names.
Okay.
I had a family member that was going through the stages of death.
Right.
Okay. And I watched this person and I saw it happen. And I'm glad it did, because at some point you do have to see that and understand it and make peace
It's
with
best, right?
Yeah.
it. You know,
Right, yes.
but this person's spouse, like I said, I don't even want to do genders, but this person's spouse tried to inject antibiotics into this person while they were on their deathbed, like
Yeah.
trying to convince nurses to put
Yes.
antibiotics
Yes.
when by a CNA would know, oh yes, this person is entering the close down
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Me, a layman, could understand what was going on, and there
What's
is
the
no
point of that?
bounce back from
Yeah.
this. But if you love someone enough, and I don't even think that person was a bad person. I understood
No,
that,
that was a
the
person in
spouse's
It-
perspective, but
Yeah.
he
That was a
said-
person in
the
pain.
spouse said, I want to make the person I love better. So that spouse understood their immune system was breaking down, so time for antibiotics. That's for someone in hospice care.
Right.
You know,
Right,
imagine
that's-
if you like, now I'm going to leave that because that scenario and enter this one. Like, this is a country where a lot of people are children when it comes to dealing with death, and they will keep people
Absolutely.
alive far beyond where it's ethical or even
Yes.
just decent. Imagine like some woman's just like, well, it's time for me to die, and they're like, oh, this woman's brain dead, and that already causes
Wait.
problems with lawyers,
Yeah.
with family members saying whether you should pull the plug. Now it's like, no, guys, good news, we got an option. We
Yeah.
can start her brain up like a freaking car engine now with a car, but like a car battery, and bring her back so she can be back in this hellscape
Right.
of being chained to a bed,
hellscape.
pissing herself.
Or,
Like,
I mean, I guess the real idea with that is, we don't understand consciousness to the point where we can actually say what those repercussions would even be.
And that's the thing. Like, I feel like at some point, in order to understand that, they're going to have to allow the consciousness to come back.
Yeah.
They're going to have to start testing on pigs that it's not just a brain; it's the entire pig.
I think there will
Well-
be people who are willing to volunteer for that.
Yeah, I think if that's where
It's not going to be too long of a step where somebody says, "Hey, when I die, go ahead and use me."
yeah, because
Walt
unfortunately,
Disney's
there's
still frozen, right?
Is he?
they're going to bring John.
I think so. He's
they're gonna, the first one,
cryogenically frozen.
John Wayne's coming back and he's going to kick all our
Fucking A,
asses.
the Duke is coming.
he's gonna take up the Genghis Khan garb again.
Yes.
It's gonna be so
Full
good.
of shit and kicking ass.
Yeah.
I mean, now spiritually, being Italian, of course, the that side is very present for me. The brain is supposed to be the base of the brain is one of the centers of the we'll just call it the soul.
Yeah.
So if you go to bring back the conscious part spiritually, I think
Does
that's
that include the soul?
right.
Yeah,
So now would you have a soulless human?
We already have those.
No, we have
Jay's
people that
here.
don't care. That doesn't mean that they don't have a soul. To me, that's what that means.
I think it just raises a ton of ethical, spiritual, morality concerns. The thing is, and I mean, here's something very
As
interesting.
long as they're doing this to pigs, that's fine.
Okay,
Whenever they go
so-
to humans, then it's
I'm going to digress. When I was attending Penn State, I wrote a paper on a book by a gentleman named Astro Teller, who is part of Google X and all kinds of crazy shit now. His grandfather was actually part of the Manhattan Project.
Ooh, wow.
His particular book dealt with AI and stuff. Well, this guy, Astro Teller, is an amazing human being. As part of this paper that I wrote, I actually got a chance to sit down with him over sushi
Nice.
and discuss. It was a pretty good paper, and I had to give it at some different places and
Not
stuff.
to reanimate my own
Not
horn.
to reanimate my
Hey,
own
college.
horns, but
Awesome.
yeah, it was good. So, in the course of having a discussion with this man,
Actually, just a sidebar. Yeah, I haven't wrote a paper since college. But yeah,
Um,
it was really
Don't
good.
worry
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
this guy,
I just yell at students.
this guy is
Exactly.
part of the pulse of modern science and development and technology. I mean, he's behind the Google car and all kinds of crazy
Sure.
shit. In the course of the discussion, I asked him, "What do you feel is science's obligation towards basically monitoring itself and regulating itself in terms of these kinds of questions? Morality,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
repercussions, things of that." And his steadfast answer was 0. It is science's job to innovate, to discover,
Yeah.
to provide these things. It is society's job to monitor, to regulate, to whatever.
Okay.
Okay, but here's the thing with
I can
that,
accept
and
that.
and I understand that perspective, but the thing is, a lot of that science is the R&D department of some company that sees human dignity as something that is the first to go off the lot.
Right.
Like, I've been
Right.
thinking about this a lot. Like, in order for a society, any society in history to function, a group of people must agree that some things are not for sale.
Right.
Mhm.
And the thing is that so much of this technology that we have right now, it's being used to commodify the human experience in
Mhm.
some way. Like, it's to sell something, either
Yes.
through ads, through understanding marketing, or to understand your soul a little bit closer so they can tell you whether they should advertise Pizza Hut or Domino's to you. Like, with this whole idea, like with
Pizza.
with like, oh wow, we
Avoid the
can
noise.
reanimate brains now. That's going to filter into like a capitalist context. And I'm not some like Antifa, like, oh God, how dare
You
anyone
don't
own
strike me
property,
as very
anything like
anti-
that. No, but I do think, like, for a republic to function, you have to be a part of it. You have to function.
Right.
And most people, they come home from work and they're tired and like they don't want to do it.
No.
So that leaves like companies to just filter into lobbying. And I know I'm speaking to the choir here about this, but like, so I get that. But with society, people do not have right now the self-awareness or brain function to keep this idea.
I would
this
also
tech in mind.
say that most people just don't have the means to be informed about it.
To be informed or to really have a say.
I mean,
Or
yeah.
have a say. Good
I
point.
mean,
Yeah.
really, like, at
Who
some
has
point,
a say?
Well,
they're going to automate all trucks, and are truckers going to have a say in that? Is like,
At Jeremy Nixon, we want to know.
no, and same deal with BrainX. Like, what if like you could
BrainX.
bring someone back?
Is that crazy? You just used the term brain.
See, I think
Yeah.
why
No, that is really
why
like,
I think that'll never happen.
Brain
Yeah.
X or the automated truck?
Brain X
Okay.
is because, and I'm gonna insult a lot of people,
Yeah, go for it.
but I'm going to, especially
We
with,
love it when you insult people.
especially with the Brain X topic. I don't feel that it's ever going to happen until organized religion is abolished, because it's going to be a
No.
form of control, especially for
I see what you're saying.
not necessarily like Hindus and that kind of, because they already believe that something else, but
oh, I do think certain religions will say like, no,
you can't do this
it. Yeah.
because now you're going to make God infallible. and they're not going to let it
Wait,
happen.
they already
Infallible or
believe that God is
fallible?
infallible.
Yeah.
Or fallible.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
okay.
Well, basically, it's going to come down to saying that. Well, if you,
I think you
if
crossed the
are-
lines there,
if
but
you-
go ahead.
I
If
agree
you
with
are,
that.
if you are dead,
I mean, are
Yeah.
vaccines getting
And
in
you are
God's way?
dead.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
and your soul spirit has gone to heaven,
Right.
and then you inject brain X, and all of a sudden you come back. Where did you really go?
Yeah, but if God is infallible, wouldn't He have already prepared for that?
Well, see, I use the word soul loosely because it's one of those. Well, I don't want to get into the religious aspect of it, but every body has its own experiences. The experiences when you die.
But what
then
I'm
go to the
ultimately
next
getting
level.
at is it's another
our
form
bodies
of
don't
control.
go.
So you think that religion, organized religion, is going to stop this?
They're going to try,
Well,
and they're going to try. Well,
I don't know if it's possible.
let me just put
Yeah.
it straight. Because other religions don't care about other people's religions except the Catholic
Well, yeah,
Church.
what's good is what's good
well,
for
Catholic
me.
Church wants to, tell
Well,
us.
So-
they'll slow it down, but
I
don't
think
think
that
it'll
organized
stop.
religion.
Right. Eventually, it's gonna someone's
I
gonna do
think
it
that
anyway.
I think that people in the modern age, I think that for good or for ill, for whatever way you want to take
Mhm.
this, I think that people like to bitch about organized religion and give it way more agency than it actually has.
Yeah.
I don't think that organized religion.
No, it's
actually
been
has-
falling off since Nietzsche or whatever.
Yeah,
I
I don't think that organized religion, and I'm not saying that's bad or good either.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I think people like to bitch about organized religion, and they like to make it a boogeyman. But I don't think it has as much agency as it actually has. Otherwise, we wouldn't be
doesn't
where
hold
we are.
me in any sort of
Where we are,
functionality.
you know. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't think organized religion.
And I
is
get
gonna
that.
have
Like,
much
and I'm not
say.
trying to be the.
I don't think they're going to have.
I'm not
much
trying
say.
to be the devil's advocate
Yeah.
here.
I don't think organized religion is going to have much say as far as what happens.
There's going to be a large outcry, but
Oh, yeah, there's
Sure.
always an
Does that
outcry.
affect the people-
The size of it?
Does that affect the people? They don't care about these people who are doing
No.
this.
I mean,
Don't
Mormons
give a
ruled
shit.
Utah with an iron fist, but they still got marijuana legislation. through.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I mean, to my knowledge, they may have tried to appeal it, but like it still got through at some level.
Yeah.
But like my thing with this is like without heady spiritual topics, I just see this as someone saying like, do you want your loved one to maybe come back for 5 more minutes?
Right.
$50,000, please. And it's that's
You're talking about
terrifying to me.
You're talking about.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
where they're at
Someone's
right
gonna-
now.
Someone's going
Right.
to put a dollar amount.
Yeah, like
on it.
what's
Yeah.
the function of this? What is like? I
But
mean,
science
no.
is
To be
there
fair,
now.
there was a real function to
To be
this. This
fair-
was understand. I love Letterkenny. That's some good shit. I keep talking about it
Oh,
on
we should
my
do a show on that.
podcast.
Yeah.
I keep talking about Letterkenny and Legion to no one. Like just like
Well,
they're
the
such
art-
good shows.
Yeah,
You're talking to
he's
me.
huge,
These
yeah,
guys
Kenny.
will get it.
Yeah.
To be fair-
But well, the thing is that, and they show this in the beginning of the article. There was a real reason for this, which was if you could separate all the pieces of the brain and have them be functioning or whatever, you could understand them better.
Right.
That was what was really cool about the subject. Well, because the brain's such an interconnected thing.
Oh, it's
What's
yes,
responsible for what? Because we used to think the left brain is for logic and the right
Yeah.
side of the brain is for creativity, and that's horse shit. It's not
Yeah.
real.
No.
But
the brain is false.
And here's to
You
the
know,
brain being false.
listen, there is no tooth fairy. There is no
What?
There is
What? What? We
Yeah.
got kids that listen to this
Yeah,
show.
wait,
Well,
is-
later,
is-
obviously, we got fucking kids that
Yeah.
listen to this show.
Yeah, is it fairy? No, I'm not going to say it.
You know what's hilarious? Is,
Hey. Tim High retracted a message. That's bullshit, Tim.
Time out. Time
Oh.
out. You put that thing back on there, Tim
I
High.
know you could do that. Wow. I thought that would be like a mod that does that. Or maybe he did. Oh
Maybe Tim High's a mod on our thing, and we don't
Wait.
know it.
He's been reanimated.
no.
Yeah.
Reanimate that message, Tim.
So
Yep.
I would
I'm
like
okay,
to hear
thank
what the Whisketeers have to say about this particular topic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get too crazy into it. I mean, obviously, it's a pretty heady subject.
It very well is.
It's pretty heady.
Brains.
Ah.
But they're pigs.
Jay got it. Yes.
They're bacon seeds.
Very porcine. Yes.
Now that
Pigs
if they
turn
can-
vegetables into bacon. They're pretty. They're
I
pretty
know,
They're
amazing.
mad.
right there.
Nutrition.
I understand the purpose of this. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. If we
But-
could bring pigs back just long enough to grow more bacon,
Now we're breaching subject matter that we
You know
really
what?
need
Then
to talk
Actually,
about.
I mean, this
Can I
all
segue
makes
to
sense.
something? Has
It
anyone
all
ever
makes
tried
sense.
those Impossible Burgers or anything?
No,
I don't know. Maybe.
no.
Like Burger King did it, but they also had them at like Red Robin or whatever. My friend Jake had one. He couldn't stop talking about
What's
it.
an Impossible Burger?
It's a veggie burger.
Well,
it's all
no, it's like
There's no meat.
no. That's true,
Right.
but it is
I
like
agree, Tim.
protein compounds come together to be the best facsimile of meat that we can. Like a
Well,
pig meat.
oh,
boil
Okay,
Yeah,
but
kind of thing.
here's my question.
Yeah.
Why are you trying that hard to make a facsimile of a meat?
Oh well, mostly
When
to
there's
get rid of.
vegan.
There's meat, exactly.
Well, no, because he's like, dude, I used to date vegetarians. Like one of the worst things, y'all. A good relationship is based on a firm bedrock of lies, and
Bacon.
one of the
Bacon. That's what
He
bacon
just
is.
described the Wednesday night whiskey.
one of the lies I had to do when I was dating a vegetarian girl in college was whenever I went to like a summer grill session with her friends, I had to be like, yeah, this black bean burger is just as good as something I could get from Red Robin. Yeah, absolutely.
So you lied.
Oh.
Of course, it's a black bean burger. It's
I
not
love the
real.
disdain in his voice.
It's
on
just-
that.
it's-
Of course.
No,
Disdainful day.
you're biting into like hardened moss. It's not good, and I'll fight anyone that says different. I'd rather have tofu. Like that's based in something.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
tofu.
Right.
Stop. Like that was the one thing that always angered me. Like, dude, you should try vegetarian bacon. I'd rather you call it anything else.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I'd rather you've told me you found some gristle off the sidewalk. Like.
Well, no, you just
But-
brought up a really good
Yeah.
point. Why does it have to be?
Why did
something
it have to
else?
emulate
So the thing is that,
Everything
right,
as far as bacon, as far as pork,
Well, I'll
or as
tell
far
you
as
why,
beef.
because
Why?
like
Because that's seen in the Matrix where he says, "What's this?" And he goes, "It's a basic amino acid made up all the proper food groups."
Yeah.
no, in all seriousness, like factory farming's no joke, and it literally creates like in certain areas more methane and emissions than cars.
Yes.
It's not good stuff. And even like
They-
in Japan, they're going to fish the earth into extinction.
I
Like,
had
Yes.
some
the
badass
Japanese.
Yes.
Kobe beef over the weekend.
Yeah, and that's some good stuff. I've only had it like once in my life, and it really Kobe beef. Like, there's only like 3 places in America you can get real deal stuff. The rest
Right.
is like shaky at best. But
I
my
probably
point is,
had
like,
shaky best, but it was good.
It was good.
the infrastructure required just for us to get bacon on our double patty hamburgers or whatever is so insane that if we can build this in a factory to where like you can't tell the difference, do the factory. That's the main thing. Like
Or
no, and that's for me because like
Collapse
listen,
society and raise some pigs.
yeah.
And when they die, bring them back and kill them.
This is basically the plot to
I
Mass
am
Effect
with you,
where there's
sir.
a Cullen.
Yeah. I gotta play that game again.
What's that?
Yeah, the ending kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
Oh, can I give a public service announcement?
No.
Oh, please.
PSA from
Yeah, PSA. Hey, I haven't done one then.
Can we
A
start
long
calling him PSA out?
PSAL? No,
PSL?
keep trying to.
PSL?
Pizzelle. No.
Pizzelle.
Oh, Pizzelle.
Go and post
Pizzelle.
that.
Pizzelles.
Pizzelle.
Yeah.
By the way, if you have Face app, stop using it. Even though Jay had a good Facebook
Yeah.
joke. Yeah, Face app is owned by the Russians. And
Really?
yes,
Okay, so
This
let's
reminds
get.
me of a joke.
which reminds me
Oh,
of a joke.
please.
Go
I'm in
for it.
need of a
Go
joke.
for it.
I don't want to hit you.
Are you gonna? You can hit me. It's cool.
No, I'm
I
not
like
gonna.
it. I like it.
Hit me.
I'm gonna go home and try to kill my dog with my towel and a fucking key fob. Please hit me.
I'll tell you. This isn't a Patreon worthy story, but my sister, who I love,
Because your sister is worthy
And she
of
is
love.
awesome.
yes,
Yeah, she is worthy. Give Al a little more of that.
she knows that I love a fantastic joke,
Right.
whether it is just straightforward raunchiness or if it's just a delayed slow burn dad joke.
Right.
She knows it just
Yeah.
tickles my ass to no end.
Right.
So she says to me, she walks up to me, she looks me dead in the eye, and she says, "Knock, knock. Who's there?" And I said, "Who's there?" She goes, "KGB." And I went, "KGB who?" She slapped me, and she said, "We'll ask the questions."
Oh, that's good.
And my first response was, "You,
That's a good
that's
one.
hilarious."
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so that's one of those, you do the Italian confusion slap.
Why do we hate the Russians?
I don't know. Well, from
there
this,
voltage?
I mean, you
60s and
just gave
70s,
a
Cold War.
PSA.
You want to know why?
You just
But-
gave a PSA about because
Right,
of the
because the
Russians.
face, yes,
This
the
week-
face app is owned by the Russians, and the Russians, or if you use this, by the way, they have the rights and the user content to tell you that you give them your with absolutely no financial responsibility. Yeah, they can take your face, they can take your name, they can take your address.
Should we fear the
all your
Russians
user.
any more than we fear our own government?
At the moment, I would say yes, because
Okay.
Well, I mean, like your
Our own
government
government-
sends your taxes. They want to at
Now-
least protect your life for that. You know.
No. Okay.
Do they really?
Taxation
if you're
is
dead,
that's-
you can't pay taxes.
but I like my bridges not to fall down on me or fall down on somebody else.
Oh, he went to fucking road.
Yeah.
Roads.
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 I
He
love
went-
my roads.
He went to Maroads.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah. Maroads out.
My
He went to
postal
Maroads.
service.
Yeah.
I do
Cheap-
like the
but-
postal service.
Cheap
Maroads. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. So my question is, I
Bring back fjords.
don't know if that
Fjords?
Fjords?
Yeah.
Let's
Bring back
the
Argyle,
fjords.
you know?
Fuck yeah.
Instead of killing each other,
Well,
just pay each
Calatrops.
other
Why
off
don't we
with
just
gold.
hand those out instead of
Why
taxes?
let's just
What?
go back to dying of dysentery.
Oh, come
Fucking
on!
right.
That was trying
Like
to
literally, he walked through the door the other day, and I'm like, Derek, I thought of you. This is hilarious. I saw a shirt that said, "You died of dysentery, and you're the first person I thought of."
Or
And he was
yeah.
like, "Damn right."
Damn right. Yeah. All right. We
Anyway,
beat the big
PSA.
brains to death.
No, but
PSA.
Like,
PSA. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
that was Face App. Don't
so
use
wait,
it.
they have the rights to your likeness. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, right here's the if you grant Face App perpetual, irrevocable, non-exclusive, royalty-free, worldwide, fully paid use this license to produce, modify, adapt, publish, translate,
yeah.
create, derivative works from.
We need to read that. On.
Yeah.
I'm trying to still keep on going through this. Distribute, public, perform, or display your user content, name, username, likeness in connection with your user content, etc., etc., etc. If you use this app,
Yeah.
they're saying they can take everything off your Facebook site, and use it at any time. So you could be like the poster
but it
boy.
hasn't really been that
And
way
everyone
already.
bitched at
in
Zuckerberg for taking all their info, and we're just giving it to the Russians for free.
Yeah,
But I mean,
well,
it
if you
hasn't
use
been
this
that
app,
way
that's what I'm saying.
anyway.
It's great for
But-
exposure.
but
though.
This is what
If
the
you're an
society
upcoming
we're at
artist,
now.
Exposure
There you
bucks.
go. Exposure
Yeah, if you
bucks.
want exposure
Well, but-
bucks in Russia, get the face
No,
app.
no,
If you
it
want
says here
exposure
it's
bucks,
free.
Well, that's what exposure
Patreon,
bucks is.
Yeah.
Oh, free.
Oh yeah, like, hey, look, we can't pay it, but it's good for your exposure.
I
Oh,
tried to pay
geez.
my light bill and exposure
Exposure bucks, did it work?
didn't fucking work.
No.
Oh, well, send another
I
check.
fucking hate
Yeah.
exposure bucks.
I know. Yeah. If you hate exposure bucks, become a Patreon member to the Wednesday Night Whiskey.
Yeah,
Committee.
give us your exposure bucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Give us your exposure bucks.
Actually, we want your expendable bucks. You can keep your exposure bucks.
But yeah, that was the only thing. I mean, it's in the news. I'm sure most of you probably already heard about
I
this.
think next
So
week.
next week on
But, yeah.
conspiracy theories,
Ticks.
Ticks.
Lyme
Yeah,
disease,
did the
is it
government
real?
go and? I mean, the thing is, I mean,
we
growing
just
up-
talking about it now.
I think Al just broached
Yep.
that topic.
So it's
But
we
I-
time traveled the next week. Welcome back to our
Oh,
show.
he went and did it.
Welcome
He went
back to our
time traveled.
show. Yeah.
But the thing was, I mean, as far as that, the when I was growing up, I mean, my parents never warned me about ticks. They never warned me about fleas. That wasn't there. There was no threat about that.
He said they never warned me about fleas. All I could hear is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like they never warned me
Not
about
that
it.
kind of flea.
No, different kind of fleas. But all the stringent warnings that we're getting today, that and I'm hearing more and more people are affected by it.
Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Central Pennsylvania.
That's where we live.
That's where we fucking
We
live.
live.
As the world's highest incidence of Lyme disease of anywhere in the fucking
And
planet.
it messes you up.
Absolutely. I know
Yes.
people. I
that's
actually
just it. I
I think I may have it myself, honestly.
I don't know, man, because I played poker with a guy that got Lyme disease, and to be fair, he had a meth addiction in the 90s. But he also, like, whenever he tried to...
Well, hey now, I mean,
I mean, you're an
I
all
mean,
star.
there's
You're a
some
meth
comorbid
star.
factors, but my point is, whenever he tried to lift up chips,
yeah.
like, his fingers would, like, walk. on the chips.
Well, here's the
Get
thing
no
about
red.
Lyme disease.
Yeah.
There are so many variables that it can take.
Yeah.
And, I know somebody right now that's got Lyme disease that's suffering from a facial paralysis and all kinds of
See
shit.
that I know somebody that got bit in his left leg, and he has partial paralysis from his hip down.
That's
Yeah.
some scary shit.
It's some
Yeah.
scary shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
but this
so-
was not there in the past. So
So you were bringing up the point that when you were a kid, and when I was a kid, and when you were a kid, and even when you were a kid, our parents never said like, look out for
Yeah.
ticks. I grew up in the Loop. Occasionally we would get leeches on our balls. That was the worst fucking thing.
hey,
that
remote
ever-
control for the car took that
was
right
the-
off.
Hey,
That's how you got them out.
you
You-
can hear the leeches scream.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Those are the leeching
Yeah.
needles.
Remember the Thing movie?
You've never heard a leech
Oh,
scream till your burn
dude.
went off your balls. But
Scared
anyway,
the shit out of me as a kid. Oh, yeah.
yeah, no, but seriously, it is a thing. And here's the thing: a lot of people we're delving straight into tinfoil hat.
Yes,
Land right
absolutely.
I want to hear this.
But-
But here's a
Something
really
evolved.
interesting thing about this. So recently, tacked on to a recent military bill, there is an add-on tacked on that wants to research and question all kinds of things that have been brought up for years now about whether we ever weaponize ticks. What kind
Which
of
is really scary.
what kind of experiments were done.
And this tick will give your enemy the gay.
The,
The big gay.
hey, when I said, by the way, that I thought I may have been exposed to Lyme disease, I just want people to know it was
Big
definitely
gay.
the gay.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Whatever. I'll take the gay.
yeah, right. You know you will.
I get better fashion sense.
Right on.
I think we just
Dude,
really
Look at me.
improved-
You know I have not been exposed to the gay.
That's true.
I mean, my fashion sense is shit.
Oh
But
my
anyways.
God, I used to prep all the time in high school. Ah!
But so we could go a lot of ways with this particular thing. One thing that's very interesting: if you trace the vectoring of Lyme disease and the way that it has spread, it literally. I mean, there's been articles on this that go back years and years and years, but it literally all heads back to Plum Island, which was a military research facility that actually experimented in this kind of shit.
Oh, jeez.
And if you literally trace the vectoring of the disease, you can. I mean,
Plum Island. I don't know anything about Plum Island. Is it in Pennsylvania?
no, off the coast of, I believe, Connecticut.
Ah, okay. Still on the East Coast.
Yeah. So I mean, East Coast, but literally, ticks were never a thing when I was growing up.
No.
We didn't care.
No.
We
Tim
thought,
Ice says his boy has it.
Uh,
Tegan has it.
Yeah,
yeah,
that sucks.
yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, this is an actual interesting thing. Now, my particular take on this particular new thing that's going on as far as the legislation goes is that Jay's looking at his fucking watch.
Yeah. What's up?
Brian
with this?
Fallon tweeted, "Shush."
Ryan,
What?
Brian
Brian
Fallon.
Beefal. Beefal?
Beef. What's he have to say about Lyme
What is?
disease?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't tweet us.
Oh, okay.
He just tweeted.
Lymph FM.
No,
Uh,
I'd like to.
Anyway.
I got the gay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
over the last
So,
decade,
the
there
tick
have been a
bites you in the
number.
taint. It's
There have been, oh, dude, the taint.
Yeah.
Oh,
There have been a
ow.
number, the perineum.
Yeah.
There have been a number of people
Is that its official term?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
that have been,
Perineum.
I did not know that.
there have been some experiments at Fort Detrick and the Plum Island thing has come up. There have been a number of people that have raised this particular possibility about Lyme disease and ticks and stuff possibly being an offshoot of some weaponization program by the United States military. My particular take on this is that what this is, I mean, you know how it is when we investigate ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's
Yeah.
good. Scrub.
My
Yeah.
particular slant on
It turns
this,
into like a mistakes were made situation at best.
Well, once you catch them, they can, yeah.
my
get that.
particular take on this is that what this is actually an addressing of those particular things. And it's probably going to come back like, oh no, everything was totally kosher.
Exactly.
But I do have to say, I'm really actually not a huge conspiracy guy. I do like to be up on what conspiracies are, but I don't buy into a lot of them. Because I find it incredibly entertaining.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I don't
exact
buy into a
same
lot of
way.
them, but I do say there's some meat to this one.
no, I think that's very. I think that's very reasonable.
Yeah.
I think
Because I mean, even as far as like Al said, I mean, you're obviously the oldest one here in the group.
Oh,
What?
As a kid,
What? Just because I'm 55,
that you
I'm
know,
eating this
never
fudge.
never had anything like that.
No.
You being
And it was never
second
talked about in
oldest
school. Nothing.
was that way.
Never.
And even as far back, I mean, as recently as me, I mean, I literally, once I got to a certain age, my friends and I, we lived in the woods behind my house.
I grew up literally like
He
every
lived in
day
the woods
in
to
the
smoke
woods.
cigarettes. Oh,
Right.
Well,
right.
duh.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, among
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the woods, and we never.
Yeah, I mean-
Exactly.
yeah.
There, it
Never
got to
now.
a point like you said, the only thing you had to worry about was an occasional leech.
Yeah. Right. Right. You know,
Never had a tick.
no. My cousin Greg got chiggers one time.
Right, the chigger.
He did get chiggers, but that was it. You know. And but no, seriously, ticks.
Yeah.
Never a thing. And Lyme disease, totally not.
Even within like how recent of a thing where it's been like super crazy? 5 years?
yeah.
5 to 8?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That where now it's
Something
like
else
this
that's
big
very
thing.
interesting is a couple of years ago there was a proposed model, and I believe it actually even hit the stages to where it was actually okay. There was a human Lyme vaccine, and then for some reason it was taken off the market. I'm not 100%.
I
There's
never heard
probably
about that.
no money in it.
Well, not just that, like something as complex as Lyme disease, they probably had
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Lyme
They tried to blind.
is a really weird disease in regard that it takes many
It doesn't
forms.
affect
Right.
everybody
Yeah,
the same way.
It almost actually
They
seems
tried
to take.
make it. It was almost as inconsequential as a flu shot.
It almost has the earmarks of something that has been engineered.
Genetically engineered. Yes.
It almost has the
Yeah, I
hallmarks.
would say because like with flu vaccines or whatever, people go like, "This is the mutation it's going to take." It's still scary, but we could predict
Yeah,
it on some level. Man, that's weird. I didn't even think of
Lyme disease
Yeah.
is a very weird disease in regard to the fact of the way it manifests in different individuals.
Mhm.
And by the way, possums, if you have any,
Keep
leave
them
them
alive.
alone. They are 99% immune to Lyme disease, and they eat ticks.
They eat like 2,000 ticks per week
Yes.
per possum.
If you have seen
Yeah.
a possum, do not hit it on the
But
road. Leave it alive.
the introduced coyotes are killing the shit out of the possums.
Yeah.
If you see a coyote, kill it.
Yes. Coyote's bad. Possum's
just
good.
bring back mountain lions. You know, I mean,
We have
They're
mountain
here.
lions.
They're
We
here.
have them here.
That's another conspiracy.
I saw
theory
those
that-
over a decade ago.
Yeah, they're here.
Oh yeah, I remember my my chemistry teacher.
We just
explaining
totally
that
went
to me.
tinfoil hat. I love it.
No, the thing is, I actually did see one.
Dude, I'm with you, man. I'm fucking with you.
Cool.
Anybody who's ever seen a mountain lion, subscribe to our Patreon account.
I like that. Don't forget to like, comment.
Don't
and
forget to
subscribe.
like, comment, hit that.
And don't forget to buy our bath water. Are you
Right.
guys familiar with that chick?
What?
No.
There's this girl that is like, well, she's like a cosplayer, and I forget her name, but she created this big viral sensation by creating a YouTube. Like here's the thing,
She
she's
sells
a
her own
massive troll.
bathwater.
She's a big gamer girl, and she's like, I'm selling my
I
gamer
sweat a
girl
lot.
bathwater, so you can buy like a cup of this bathwater that I sat in.
Fucking love her already.
And like basically, like she's already cosplays as like Zelda and Metroid and whatever anime girl is popular at the time. It's like now you too can taste the water that my vagina sat in or whatever. Like, and here's the thing, it's a joke,
Get some, are you?
but yeah, there's people that like wish death on this woman for like trying to. Anytime a woman
But-
tries to like capitalize sex on the internet and not be in a porn video, people get super fucking mad. I enjoy like just how you talking about the Area 51 memes. I appreciate all the parodies of like a dude like gamer guy bathwater. It's just a hairy dude in the bathwater eating chicken, like and eating Cheetos with a PlayStation 3 controller. Like that shit.
Right.
Like, oh, $20 a pint of this shit.
Right.
Like that's fascinating to me.
I'm gonna
Like,
get home and scrub my perineum into a bottle and fucking see what I can
you
get.
know what? You do a perineum perfume.
No.
Right, you know?
Oh, this is going way over.
I like to put.
By the way, corn
Ode to
liquor.
taint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you listening to this week?
So glad I had a podcast.
My taint.
Taint.
Buying a
Oh.
woman's bath.
Hey, and I just
Oh.
want to go out there. If anybody wants my taint drippings,
Yeah.
let me know on the Wednesday night whiskey committee.
That's a
I don't
whiskey
understand
my
why
foot.
we don't have more female
Oh
followers.
God!
I've stopped asking that.
After
for my own
this,
podcast.
they're guaranteed.
Oh, actually, could I bring up something for that?
Please do.
my family?
Yes.
We're gonna
my,
segue.
I want to give credit to my sister Kate. She's actually done a really cool thing because today's National Hot Dog Day.
Yes.
For the next,
Oh, that's right.
she has
For the next hour and 4 minutes.
yeah, she's created a cool raffle that anyone in Altoona and the surrounding area can take part in. Just visit our store. You don't even have to buy anything. No purchase necessary. Just fill out a raffle card, and you get this cool. You have the chance to win this really cool raffle basket where it has this shirt that Jason's wearing right now.
I'm your
It's
van.
Texas hot dog.
It is terribly comfortable.
I
Yeah,
have
it
one
is.
of these shirts. It's amazing.
And this is like my favorite freaking shirt.
Yeah, it's actually surprisingly comfortable.
They are.
I like wearing
They
it
are.
around the house.
They are.
Um,
This is no shit.
yeah.
I hate, I'm not going too
Go ahead.
terribly crazy. When my son was having his surgery,
Yeah.
I wore the shirt because I honestly
Oh.
thought that it would bring me good vibes.
That's too much,
Cool.
man.
That's for real. I really
That's
did.
awesome.
I really did.
You
That's
know,
for real.
I see people wearing that out in the wild now, and I don't even know.
Out in the
wild.
No, like
A wild
like,
Texas hot
like
dog
out
fan
in
appears.
Target or whatever.
Yeah.
It's odd. But I've had to reorder those shirts like 5 times since the last
Yeah.
time I was on your show. So thanks for the boost, buddies.
Yeah.
But
It was all us.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Do not
Had
expect
nothing to do with people coming to Texas.
No, it was all us.
do not expect royalties because my dad sells them below cost,
Right,
For
right.
some reason.
Right.
Anyway, but
Royalties would
Whoa,
be like, we have
Disdain,
to pay him.
disdainful Dane is.
no, it's just come on. He's a
It's
good-
just, come on!
No,
T-shirts.
he's good at making whiskey, but I'm like, if the shirt costs $7 per unit, how about you charge $8? Now we're doing $6.50. What are you doing? Like, we got to get the shirts out there. People know what Texas hot dogs is. It's been around for 100 years. But anyway, like
It's market
celebrate-
economics, man.
to sell. No, I understand. You want,
But there are times where you do sell it lower.
Yeah,
I mean, we do that in our business also. Yeah.
I get that, especially. But here's the thing: what's really cool about the raffle is that we're creating some really cool hats, but they're not going to be ready for another week. However, I got some prototype hats, and they only made about 8 of them, and just to see what kind of hats we want. One of those hats is in the raffle. So if you want this super rare limited
Yes.
edition hat,
That
go to
Dane
the
will
raffle.
sign.
It's a charcoal. That'd be a pretty cool idea to get my dad.
You should
or
have, yes,
just the
yes.
Lamont sign. I don't know,
Exactly.
but like it's this super cool charcoal gray hat. Now, like I said, you'll be able to buy the hat in 2 weeks or so when they're all printed out. But if you want that hat
They
early,
get one special. Have them
the
sign.
raffle's the only way to get it. We'll also have free pints
should
of
be
chili
signed,
sauce,
yes.
free gift certificates for you and your friends. It's just a really cool thing we're doing because my dad's not a big marketing guy. He's just more like logical and building things. So my sister and I have been trying to do a couple of these like promotional events for the store. And this is just another one of these things. And I really thank you and Jay and Al for letting me come on the show and like promote my podcast, which is Punish Your Body Count. We just got Chuck Dixon
That's
on our
true.
show. That man created Bane. He's a major contributor to Punish Your Body Count. To G.I. Joe. And he literally did the comic adaptation to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Really?
Like, he's added to the continuity in canon. Like
Wow,
and
that's something.
he had like 10 minutes worth of material to talk about for a comic that he probably needed to pay the rent back in the 90s. Like
Right.
he was a fascinating dude, and it was great because we got him to do a cold opener line where he says like, "Hi, my name's Chuck Dixon. And you're listening to Punish Your Body Count, and Dane and Jake are my best friends. So now I'm best friends with the creator of Bane, bitch. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's the power of podcasting. You know,
Yeah.
To check me out on Daredevil season never because they canceled all that shit.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Season 4 was going to star Dane.
Unless we time
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
I don't have any protons.
No.
I don't even have any.
Keep going, Jay. Keep
No.
going, Jay.
I don't have any.
I don't have any.
Hot dogs.
To be fair.
No, but no, I'm really glad that you brought that up. I'm glad. I would have forgotten it. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I did forget it because they didn't drive it into my brain all during the week. National French Fry Day was on Saturday last week. Yeah,
Right.
We
Today
should
was-
have
heard about
for
that all
Today
week.
was National Hot Dog.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Oh, and for the record, the raffle will be going on for a week. It will end next week on I believe, on a Wednesday, which will be National Chili Dog Day. I don't know why it's that, but
Ooh,
enjoy.
National
But
Chili Dog Day.
my sister. So you guys got about like less than a week to sign it.
we're not charging you for the raffle, but don't be that guy where you're filling in 5 tickets. We will kick you out. If I'm there, I'll do it myself. Don't be that.
You don't want
dude.
Punisher Dane on
No,
your ass.
no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I'm
He
just
might have
saying.
a Glock 17.
Yeah, think
No,
about
might.
this.
It's an airsoft.
We're
but that's
giving you
okay.
this basket out of the good of our hearts. Don't hurt children with this, because that's what you're doing. Because
Children.
they're filling out the raffle cards too with their crummy handwriting. Don't hurt children
So
All
says
right.
the English
All
teacher.
right.
with their D's that are backwards. Thanks, Jube.
Oh,
Let's put a cork
I
in
think
this
Oh, my
episode.
God.
that puts a bung in it.
Yeah, let's put the bug in this one. Let's
There you
move
go.
on to the final segment of the show, which we know that everyone, that's why they really listen to the show.
Exactly.
It's just for our playlist.
Yes.
Which I gotta say, this is no shit.
It's about to get a lot better
What do you mean?
My wife and I,
with my picks.
Oh.
Are you listening, Mike? My wife and I have been doing a lot of trips back and forth to Pittsburgh lately, as you
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you like Permane Brothers.
because
right?
we're like exactly, we're
Yeah.
just
Gotta
fucking
get
Even though-
sandwiches,
wait a
bro.
minute.
eat the shit out
Permane
of
Brothers is
Permane
right over
Brothers,
here.
right?
Yeah.
That's what I had for lunch.
But on a number of occasions, the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee playlist has been something that we've listened to and fro, and it's actually been really goddamn cool.
Let me ask this: how many times have something has come on and somebody has gone, "The hell is that?"
None.
Really?
But I'll tell you what game we play. The wife and I are in the car.
Oh, who picked what?
Yeah.
That's
The wife
fun.
and I are in the car, and she's driving, and the song will come on, and she'll go, Jay. And I'll be like, yeah. And then she'll be like, something else will come on, and she'll, say, Al or Mike or something. I'll be like, and she'll have to re-guess. It's pretty, of course, I know the answers.
Right.
But it's a
He is
pretty
a
cool
professor.
game.
Do you still guess that?
Hell yeah. Actually, there are a few times where I'm like, it could be Jay, it could be Mike. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know all my picks.
Right. Yeah. If it sounds like this, it's probably Jason.
Yeah. And I'm really disappointed because Isengard Fenris has not come on yet. But I'm really just waiting for that one time where she just looks at me and doesn't even ask who it is. She just goes, "How dare you?" We're getting there, though.
We're getting there. So let's end the show with the segment that was instituted from the very first episode, except for that one time
Except
where I
for that one
forgot.
time where Jay forgot.
The what are you listening to this week? And basically, what happens is, if you're into music, which let's face it, we know you are, head over, get on Spotify, and search the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee. Not only will this podcast appear, but our playlist will also show up. And at this point, there's over 230 songs. The best way to listen to it, we feel, is just to hit random and go.
Hell yes.
Because you can definitely.
In the country's me. Yeah.
I did one or two country songs.
I don't remember.
Which,
Back when I
which
was-
now,
okay,
now that
okay.
he's mentioned is fuck that guy.
I'm going to recommend Old Town Road.
Uh,
Has that been done yet?
We should talk about Tyler Man & Co. next episode.
Fuck him. I'm not talking about that
Okay.
shit lick.
Oh.
Bitch, as you said.
Hold that whore. You can tell him to shut his whore mouth.
That's next episode.
Yeah, we'll have Kevin on for that one.
Yeah.
Kevin will really appreciate getting on that one.
Yeah.
Anywho, so what we do
Did
is
we just go head to head with Cocaine and Rhinestones?
tell him to bring it.
Fucking A, right.
What we
He
do
can
is
bring
we
his like 2 million subscribers.
we pick new songs every week for something that we have listened to. Sometimes they're sincerely heartfelt. Sometimes it's just the biggest load of shit. We've listened to it, sure, but you're like, wow,
I'm not the biggest load of shit.
I wonder what he meant with that song. That's really never a thing.
It could literally have just been the last thing I heard before I came in.
Right.
That's
Because it's true. It's what we've listened to this week. Right.
yes.
So we'll start with we'll start with Mikey because he phoned in earlier in the episode.
He found a friend.
And
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
now I don't know what the album is because he didn't provide that, and I haven't looked it up
Mike!
yet. But his pick for this week was, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Tim Heidecker.
Yep.
And the song is Insomnia. So very cool.
Mike always has very interesting picks.
Yes, he does.
Very eclectic.
Tim Heidecker's like I'm familiar with Tim Heidecker, like the Tim and Eric show. Great job. And I know Tim's done a lot of he recently did a song called "I Am a Cuck." Like that was a
Really?
very funny one. It was like ironically like saying like, yeah, I'm a cuck, deal with it or whatever. Like because cuck is the new way of calling someone gay. Are you?
But that's not what a cuck
Really?
is.
I'm too
No,
old.
I know,
I don't
but
understand.
like that's the new insult. That's the
Okay.
new cool.
Oh, okay.
Get with the lingo, old man.
Sorry, buddy.
You dumb boomer.
Hey, it was just a little while ago I learned they didn't
No.
have smoking.
Oh,
at
wait,
Denny's
I am a baby
anymore,
boomer.
so, you know.
What?
They don't
What?
smoke it dead.
All right, so it was a
Don't
couple
smoke
years
it
ago.
again.
So it was a couple fucking years ago. So, so I go to fucking Denny's with my brother, and he smokes. And I'm just like, "You gonna get smoking or not?" And he just looked at me like, "Hey, man, like 1986."
I feel like
and
Denny's
they
lost-
they want you to know that there's no smoking anymore. And I was like, I knew that. But anyways, yeah.
Jason? What have you been listening to?
Well, I've got a couple of projects in the stew pot.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
One of which won't be mentioned. because
Right. Not
Uh,
not until 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
Oh, really? Is it an official?
There's an
mention
official
date?
launch date.
Oh, really?
Fucking launch. date.
Damn,
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
are good.
Oh, we got this shit planned out, man.
Yeah. Not that we're doing anything.
No,
No,
not
nothing's
that,
happening.
Not that anything
No.
is
Not that
going
Anything
on.
is going on.
By the way, stick around.
Right. However, it has been announced that October 25th, I'm taking part in a tribute at McGarvey's that is a Danzig career retrospective. So we'll be doing Misfit songs, Samhain songs, and Danzig songs in 3 separate sets. And I would, if I was going to be 100% honest, I've been like listening the shit out of Samhain this week, but I know they're not.
Yeah, they're not on Spotify.
I know they're not acceptable for Spotify. So what I've picked is a song that I've been working on, and the band has been going through lots of those tunes recently. And the most recent one that I went through, this is literally just the most recent one that I went through. I was listening and learning How the Gods Kill by Danzig off that album, same album. And it's actually a pretty cool fucking tune. So I thought, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one to go with.
How the
tonight.
Gods Kill.
Yeah.
Cool.
And by the way, October 25th, come to McGarvey's.
Yeah.
It'll be badass, I guarantee.
Oh my god! The last tribute one I went to was it Rush? No, it was Alice in Chains.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was amazing.
Which I may have taken part in that particular one as well.
Yeah.
And this one is going to eat the shit out of that one.
No, but they're all great.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Dane, what have you been listening to this week?
Whenever I'm driving to work, because I drive a while to get to the campuses I teach at, I like listening to songs that almost make me feel like a drug dealer walking away from a successful hustle.
Okay.
Before I teach someone how.
That's how I prepare for
Exactly.
English
Yeah,
literature.
exactly. Like before
Hustle,
I tell my students how a topic sentence really comes together, I like to think like, yeah, this meth deal will topple empires. But
Right.
Empire.
there's a good song I like to listen to while driving to work. It's not even a full, not really lyrics or whatever. It's just ghost writer, like writer. Okay, like
WR.
ITER. One word by RJD2. You've probably heard it before. It goes do 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 do. No, that's stupid. It's a very cool, chill song.
I think
But it
we should
also-
have to hum the song that we
No.
picked for the week, by the way.
No.
Next
it's
week
a
we'll
very
open with it.
Next week
All
we'll
right,
It's-
I'm so lost. Who's the artist?
Ghost writer.
Ghost
See, look,
writer.
It's on my phone
As
right
in
now.
writing.
Like one word, ghost writer. Like
Which is an obvious
like whenever
play on
a
words.
celebrity writes a book they
Yeah.
can never do, they just do a bunch of cocaine
Right.
and tell some
Right.
underpaid dude
Like the time
Yeah,
you-
exactly. Who wants to
yeah,
be recognized?
Like the time
yeah.
you wrote that book for Dennis Hopper.
exactly.
Oh, that was you?
That
was
man
him.
had some.
He was the
dude,
ghost
He
writer.
was a real wild child, that Dennis.
Yeah.
Or Denny, as I called him.
Ah,
I said,
yeah,
You
you
know,
were-
people can't smoke in you
That.
anymore.
Like
Anyway.
that.
Anyway.
He loved that paper airplane, and I watched it, and I'm like, are we laughing?
I officially just chortled. That was good. That was good.
What's the song?
Oh, it's just called Ghost Rider by the artist is RJD2. All one word. Maybe he thinks he's a fucking droid helping to.
He's
save the
obviously a
Republic.
droid.
Yeah, RJD2 though.
Yeah.
And it's just
RJ.
this. It's
He's
a
got
chill.
a bad
confused with
motivator
R2D2.
for sure.
It's a
Or-
chill.
or- yeah.
It's a chill song that also like invigorates my hustle energy when I'm trying to go to work or think up
We
my
have some.
dreams.
We have some popping up.
Oh, I
there,
want to
too.
hear them.
Kevin Siegel says, I'm late. Sorry. My pick for this week is Rush's Witch Hunt. Winks
It's a
at
good-
Jason.
Banana.
Jason,
I'll hum
or
it for
Kevin,
you,
you have
baby.
to. Kevin, you actually have to pick a new song that's already on our.
I
playlist.
already picked it, bitches.
Ah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh, was
And
my
it
turn?
does go to that note that you don't think it goes to, and it does.
yeah.
Yeah.
Al,
If-
what do you got this week?
Oh well, last week I was playing up at Blue Knob. Oh wait, that wasn't me.
No, that was totally me.
Wait, did anybody die this week? You're always good for that.
No, I didn't have the car this week. I just
Okay.
had my company
What
car.
the
not
hell
the-
kind of morbid ass question is that?
I
Al
usually-
always
I-
fucking
I always
starts
listen
off
to-
with like, "Hey, dude from the Monkees died.
Yeah,
My pick this week is
I
something
always give
totally
him the
different."
left.
No,
and then
you're
go
like
right.
some 90-year-old grandmother who, when you visit them, like, you'll never believe who just died down the street.
yes,
Let me tell you, you want Yankees? Like, all right. Jesus.
but
My
yeah.
pick is Black Betty.
Well, actually, it does start with a B.
Yeah.
B foul.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you chose it.
He
or not.
fucking texted Jay while we were on the air.
Really. Steve McQueen.
I don't know if that's on here or not.
What do you mean?
By Painkillers in 2016.
No, I mean I don't know if I've. already
Yeah,
picked
that,
song.
that one I don't recall if you picked it or not.
I think he did actually.
I don't know. He probably well actually I'll be fella.
I believe we also have Tim High's.
Yeah, I got it wrote down here.
Okay.
Tim High is offering up the song Demon Hunter, or the band Demon Hunter, and the song is Descending Upon Us. So you will also find that on our playlist this week for Whisketeer.
Woo.
Not anyone just gets
No,
to,
just
Whisketeer,
Patreon members
yes,
get their shit
yes.
on.
And Kevin Siegel. Fine, I should also
Patreon
pick,
members and Kevin
Kevin
Siegel.
Siegel.
and I retract my wink. Kevin, I think you need to pick a third one because I'm pretty sure Bytor's on there as well.
Oh, I think it is.
I think I picked that bitch as well.
Yeah, I really think you did.
This happens on my podcast too, where like I'm pretty sure we've already talked about this Punisher movie twice before.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we cannot talk.
You
about
guys
it
should
again.
pick your favorite Punisher episode or issue.
Oh, I mean, trust me, we have.
Every
It's-
week.
It's almost like Garth Ennis or whatever. We literally have one.
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, I know it. I know it's on there.
Picked it.
Yeah, let me tell you about like Punisher.
God damn it!
And I got the Necromancer last week, so
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
he's gonna end up going with like the trees or
So-
something now.
yeah.
Hey, that one's a classic.
I don't know if Steve
Not
McQueen's
playoff.
on there or not
It
off
is,
the top of
dude.
my
I'm
head.
telling you it is.
But I'll find out real quick.
I
right now.
recommend the soundtrack from The Great Escape movie.
Steve McQueen,
Yeah.
amazing actor.
I mean, it
He
really
was.
was. Well,
The thing about Steve McQueen is
Yeah.
that dude communicated more in a facial expression. I was actually watching a biography of Steve McQueen. I can't believe we're
Was that on
segueing
A&E?
here. I don't know.
Okay.
It was
No.
years ago, but various directors talked about how they would give Steve the script,
It's already on there.
and there would be various lines. And in the process of
59
shooting,
sound?
Steve would
I
be
know
like
that's
instead of a
something.
line, Steve would be like,
That's Gaslight. So
and it would actually convey the emotion and the content of the scene more than the actual line. That guy was amazing.
There was a Steve McQueen movie, I forget what it was, but it was a movie that for the first 25 minutes or so, no one talked. It was just working on cars and drag racing, and it was just to get you.
Oh, the drag racing movie. Yeah,
yeah, it was just to get you attuned to the world itself. You
Kevin Siegel
couldn't
says
make a
Desert
movie
Rose.
like that anymore today.
by Eric Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
What
Yeah,
was the song?
Desert Rose
Desert
by Eric
Rose.
Johnson. It's a pretty amazing song.
Oh, they're checking out.
It's a really good song.
So my picks, and I already announced this last week.
Did you tell Mikey?
Maybe. That's in Mike's absence. My job is
Do you
to
have
pick.
facial recognition?
No, I don't.
All right.
Is I'm doing nothing but ICP until he comes back. I
Is
almost
this like a tactic to get Mike to fucking come back?
I
Well, either
almost
that or just
because
jump him when
he
yeah.
yesterday I made a tweet that I was like, oh no, what should I listen to today? And the cash register said 311. I said, oh, we'll play 311, and which I obviously didn't because
Which, by the way,
because of
we had
language.
great music today.
But
I was in Little Tokyo and they were listening to gangster rap. It was fucking crazy. They were listening to Eminem. They just dropping F-bombs everywhere. Anyways.
so, and he made the vomit emoji, and I was like, dude, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. And he's like, okay, yeah, bro, let's hacky sack when you're done. So I almost was gonna pick 311 on principle, but
Right,
I'm not.
right.
I'm gonna stick to my guns because the last time I picked ICP, like everybody in the room absolutely died, and I'm going to do it again.
Good.
This week, my pick is the Insane Clown Posse. The album is
Mike,
bizarre,
please come back.
and my pick is My Axe.
And my movie pick of the week is going to be Big Money Rustlers, which is an ICP production.
Yes, yes, it
so
absolutely is.
Go for that. No, you guys should listen. You should make me your Patreon executive so I can just give you bonus content ideas. Just do some
This guy's
fucking
awesome.
commentary tracks of you covering just dumb shit movies like the Insane Clown Posse filmography.
Dude, listen to this guy.
And you just like for $5, you can hear these assholes just saying like, "Wow, we're watching a cowboy movie done by white trash individuals with clown makeup."
Oh, however,
I love
if you
this
are
guy.
using the Russian face app,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They
with-
will be
with-
fully clad in
with
makeup.
facial recognition software. If you wear, as Dane put it, if you go full whoop whoop, yeah, facial recognition cannot see through Juggalo face paint. So
Yeah,
do it
You're
up.
safe.
Yeah. So
And if
there.
you're,
but
if
other
you go
than that-
full Fago.
Yeah.
you never go full fake. though.
You absolutely go. You go full diet Fago because that shit won't hit the stage.
Right. By the
Anyway,
way, if you want to go see Midsommar again, I'll go with you.
Oh, I'd love that actually.
Okay.
So when you guys gonna go?
I don't know. Whenever we
Text me.
determine post.
I'm not sure, but yeah,
Post episode.
I don't like horror movies, but that movie
It's a
from everything
suspense movie.
exactly
It's
is not
just-
a horror movie.
It
I really
reminds
wanna
me
hear
of
it.
being
Yeah, I
in
really wanna
Christian
be there.
summer camp where you just feel super uncomfortable, but if you just got into it and gave your identity over, you'd be okay.
I'll give you
And
crazy
it's just
insights,
yeah.
like as to what each particular rune that they're presenting means.
See, that was I knew that fucking. I hate that in movies. When I go, I know this means something, and and they're pulling one over on me, and I know this means like this dude's gonna get raped, and you don't know it because it's a little X with a circle on it.
I'll give
And
you
it's
that
like-
insight while we watch.
Yeah. I knew that
Yeah,
was
that
going
means
on.
he's gonna hold his remote control to his testicles. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, beat our I'm coming.
that's what she said.
Yeah.
That effectively puts a cork in this week's. I'm just
I'm
stopping
so
that
sorry
right
I ended it on that
now.
note.
That's okay.
Okay.
There's been worse things.
Yeah.
We guys, we are super appreciative that you've tuned in again this week for our
For real.
foil hat rambles. We typically don't
We
do
did
this.
go full tin foil
Pretty.
cap
Yeah,
this
I'll tell you
episode.
what. If it wasn't full, it was 99%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh yes.
Corn liquor.
this is the
Oh,
shit.
liquor.
Yeah.
So for those of you who have been with us since day one, and if those of you who've just tuned in today on day 545,
Can you believe that shit?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the truth. We are
Wow.
super appreciative of you being here, and you
Really
too,
are.
Jeremy Nixon, for finally fixing your Patreon.
I know. That's-
Hey, you gonna go to his house next week?
What's the
Yeah.
the
Wait,
thing?
time
Yeah,
out.
the thing.
I don't know what's going on.
That's the Oktoberfest party.
Next week?
Is it next week? I thought it was next week. Was it the
Uh,
3rd?
Wait, January,
Da,
February,
da, 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 da.
March, April, May, June, July,
Yes. August.
October.
That's fine.
Okay.
Let's just
Okay.
bypass all that. We'll go right into mid fall R.
All right,
Um,
right.
And that's fine with me. You done?
I'm done.
I'm
done.
fucking dude. I've been done.
That's fine.
Sheets.
Yep.
It's sheets time.
It's Paco Taco. Let's just
Pickle
end on a
chips.
racial slur. I am Jay.
I am Browning.
And
I am Al. I brought Brown.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm Dane Lamont.
I am Jason.
And we are the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee. Please listen to ICP and listen to responses.
Hey, time out. Time out. Time out.
Oh,
We can't end like that. We can't end like that. Please.
Oh, he did. Please. He did. He cut it. He cut it. Oh.
We can't end like that. Click. I got to go in here and insert a dial tone.
That's good. I can give you that.
I can give you
I
that.
have a whole library of sound effects.
Best ending ever. We can't end like that. Nah, it's
Oh, it's fantastic. All right. Save project. Save project.
all you
Awesome.
YouTubers out there, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Episode 60.
I'm pretty sure that his party's next week.
Saving project data file.
You just went full blown samurai.
Saving
project data file.
Foolish, right? I already control the mage.
Hey, time out. We are the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee. Please listen to ICP and listen to response. Hey, time out. Oh, we can't end like that. We can't end like that. That's good.
Please tell your father we said thank you.
I really appreciate it. All the kind words you had to say.
I wouldn't give them if they weren't.
Oh, here it
That's
is.
why I did it. And I told them, like, listen, they're not going to be assholes, but they'll be honest with you. Yeah. And that might not be something you can get from your friends, honestly.
Right.
And I mean that in the best way possible.
No.
You got who's hanging tough? We still got people?
Who's your favorite new kid?
Fuck that. The Oreo cookie.
I'll tell you what. They are reinventing the damn Oreo.
What?
It's out there in like 15 different flavors now.
You think? Let me tell you something. My daughter just sent me a care package from Greece.
Oh, really?
There are motherfucking Oreo flavors in Greece that you never fucking eat.
They do that. They do that in Japan. It's like, wow, seaweed flavored Oreos.
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
asked for this, but the Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody asked for it, but here
What,
you are.
Oreos that taste like a 14-year-old girl's panties? So fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
you
that's
can actually
Give
what-
me a whole
those in
stack, bro.
That's
Yeah, you
what
get those
Taiwan-
vending
Yeah.
machines in
Which
fucking
one?
Japan.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, there are seriously there's some fucked up Oreo flavors out there.
So, like, what, baklava flavored Oreos? What are you talking
Hey,
No,
wow.
I mean, it's
Tim says the potato chip flavors in Canada are crazy.
my daughter just sent me a bag of
As long as the cheese
oregano chips from
Oh.
Greece. No,
Did a guy in a van try to sell it to you? Dude, you want to buy these chips?
No.
You want to buy these chips?
Oregano
man?
is not a.
about? Listen,
aren't you
the
Italian?
chips help you.
Yeah,
with your
you don't use
joints.
oregano. Oregano is.
He's mad, man.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so busy.
If you
Take
cook
the
Italian,
guns
you don't
away.
use oregano. Yeah, exactly. Good thing
Well,
it's
look,
not
even Sheets is selling oregano chips these days. It's okay.
No.
Dill pickle chips.
No. These are literally not potato chips flavored with oregano. They are fucking oregano chips.
How is that
Ugh.
good? I don't
This is
understand.
bad.
I can't believe the two daggos at the table were like,
No,
what the
oregano. No,
No.
my family did not cook with
is
oregano at
sprinkled on
all.
top of like a nice.
Do you guys
bowl
cook
of
with
pork.
oregano?
Yeah, of course. I just put
No.
oregano on a.
Northern
on
Italian or
beer
Southern
can
Italian?
Yeah, I get it.
You're Southern Italian then.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
See,
yeah.
see, now that's just it. My family's Northern Italian. We had full farms with butter.
So you're not really Italian, you're German.
No.
Oh,
the
actually, it
same
borders the
north-south
Swedish.
dynamic in America is the same north-south dynamic in Italy because
Yeah.
all North Italians think the South Italians are savages
They are.
that have too many babies. Yeah.
They are.
And then Sicilians.
They are.
And Sicilians actually aren't really Italian.
No, they're like halfway to Africa.
Yeah,
Like,
they
it's
really
just-
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
Wow.
to say bad about them.
And I don't agree with
With
that, but I'm just
eggplant.
saying.
Hey,
Are you
I'm
talking
I'm
eggplant?
Sicilian.
Whoa! Are we talking Dennis Hopper? Didn't I talk about Dennis Hopper earlier? Eggplant. Do you remember that scene? Do you remember that scene?
Yes. Shut up, please.
All right.
Oh,
What happened?
I'm aware of the scene. I know what you mean.
One of the best scenes in cinema.
You know the Moors.
You know the Moors. They did a lot of fucking. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you.
That's the thing. And
You're part
I had some
eggplant.
friends that tried to Like it's,
I did not know.
I'm not Sicilian, shit, but I can tell you the village my family grew up in. It ain't fucking Sicily. All right, we're not a bunch of sheep fuckers holding like shotguns. We're the mafia.
Is this
We're the mafia.
is this being recorded?
Yeah,
it's still on.
Yeah, it's still on.
I haven't turned it off yet.
I
No.
want this. I
I want to
this.
see if
Do
we can
not
get kicked
clip
off
the part where I
YouTube.
say
I
we're
want
the
the
mafia.
I want the audio from this.
I do not want that out there.
I want the audio.
It's
It's
live.
YouTube Live.
It's live.
I don't have a choice.
We're not. We're like in the middle of Italy. We have elements of both north and south, but like.
Aislinn
Yeah,
just
yeah,
spent
well.
a lot of. She spent a lot of time
All
in
right.
Naples,
Bye.
Night.
Bye. Yeah.
which is actually a very interesting thing. The culture that she's brought back from Naples.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, and